Warning: the following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 6, If I Can Make It There. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Eldritch as Khan, the Bloody Rizzolo.
Always great to be here.
Shane as Umbramancer Zavid.
I've got my coffee and I'm ready.
Elliot as Reese, the Heartseeker.
I'm not ready to go home.
And Raph as Frag.
I'm ready to land.
As always, I'm Lumpy Bronzearm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra took off from the Golden Eyrie high atop the town of Almas. Mounted upon griffins, they soared above the inner sea towards the Isle of Kortos. The salt breeze in their hair, the waves lapping at their heels, a pleasant flight was had by most. As they flew, Reese noticed a playful dolphin pop its head above the shoals. Curious at first, the sea creature splashed around, jumping in and out of the water. Though Zavid was worried, his concern quickly grew to terror as the dolphin leapt from the water and took to the sky on feathered wings. As quickly as it appeared, the dolphin soon absconded into the depths, only to return with an entire school of its fellows. Not wanting to miss an opportunity such as this, Khan and Reese began to play with the sky dolphins, flying around and performing aerial flips. As the fun-loving cetaceans formed rings in the air with their bodies, Khan's old circus training came rushing back. Controlling her griffin Birdie Holly with the skill of a master rider, all were amazed at the grace of the show. Having had their fun, the sky dolphins dove back to their watery home. A short distance later, Zavid spotted a floating island high above the surface. As it came into view, a sign became visible reading, "Welcome, Cloud Cabaret, one night only, Desna's chosen bard, the champ." That's right, the elf, the myth, the legend, Elvish Presley was in the building. Lux Et Umbra decided they and their griffins could use a rest and landed outside the floating building. Within was a club filled with people, drinks, and music. Settling into the VIP area, drinks in hand, the opening act was already well underway. As the main event began, Elvish Presley blasted out his greatest hits to the explosive crowd. Croony love songs and poppy nonsense aside, a few stray, cryptic lines made their way to Reese's ear. Hints of the coming apocalypse, whispers of potential allies, suggestions of the enemy's strategy. After the show, Lux Et Umbra mounted up once more and headed out. During the last leg of their flight, Zavid spotted a shipwreck near the shore, with a light coming from within. Below the surface were huge, raging water elementals, foaming at the mouth, alongside sharks of truly massive scale. A fearsome battle was had, but Lux Et Umbra triumphed. Realizing these creatures had been affected by the alignment of Breath at the Cradle, it was truly a mercy killing. Within the sunken ship were small fish and vegetation, but also a small room with a pocket of air. Shockingly, a man was still living within, surviving off of the centuries-old wine and premium artisan cheeses the ship was hauling. With a little bit of magic and a fine bag of holding, Lux Et Umbra was able to safely remove both the sailor and all of the unspoiled merchandise. Taking to the sky once more, the capital city of Absalom awaits. And that's where we come back in today. We have all of our heroes on top of their griffins. We have Frag up atop the griffin known as Steel. We have Reese back on Jimmy Talon. Zavid, along with Joseph Hazelwood, upon Bootsy, with Khan on Birdie Holly. And it is somewhat late in the evening. The sun has set. You see Absalom sort of within the horizon. And Zavid, Joseph leans to you and he says, I can't thank you enough for what all of you did for me. I truly thought I was going to die down there in that ship. Whether those elementals were going to kill me, the sharks would eat me, or I'll just slowly die of starvation once the cheese gave out. You're really a lifesaver.
You know, what would be crazy is if, 10 years from now, you lose your fear of the ocean and you become a diver, like that other guy that you're based on, which is real. He actually became a fucking diver.
I know, that's so wild.
So
and
awesome.
Yes, for anybody who doesn't know this, let me show his picture because I have it here. This character, Joseph Hazelwood, that I have here, is based fully on a real-life person who his ship went down and he survived for 3 days in a pocket of air in complete darkness all by himself. And then, as you said, became a diver 10 years later. Absolutely wild story. Look him up.
But yeah, we'll let him off. And...
So you're coming towards the city. Let me show you here. It finally comes into view as it's getting larger and larger on the horizon. The city of Absalom is not only the capital of the Isle of Kortos, it is essentially the capital of the entire continent where you're at right now. It is one of the largest metropolitan cities, the center of religious faith for the continent, and one of the largest markets that in the near area. This
Is
is a
it not
wonderful.
loading for everybody else?
I've got it.
I can see it.
Loaded for me.
Okay.
The map there?
The map is just a question mark.
Oh, that's weird. It's probably just still loading. So I can describe it then, since you're the important one with the viewer cam. Absalom is a very large walled city that has a thick wall on three sides. The fourth side on the south end is a large bay of water with a harbor that leads out into the main part of the inner sea. It sort of cuts in a crescent into the main portion of the city. The biggest thing that you see as you're flying in, though, is there is a large castle up upon the hill, and there is. Actually, I want everyone to give me a religion check to see if you have any idea what this is. So throw a religion check in the tower, please.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, it actually makes sense that Reese would know what this is. You see an area of the town where many buildings and people are clearly congregated, and there's a vast cathedral set on what appears to be almost a floating island inside a large hole. And I have a picture of it here. And there's a spire that rises high into the sky from atop this cathedral.
Can I'm going to reset
Mhm.
and update. I didn't do an update on
Okay. Fantasy Grounds?
Fantasy Grounds today, so that actually
Gotcha,
might
that's
be what it
probably why.
is.
So yeah, jump out of that and go update yourself real quick.
Yep.
You
can keep
Yeah,
going.
we'll keep going. That's fine. So Reese recognizes this building, or well, this area, I should say, as the Ascendant Court. It is the main area of religiosity within the city of Absalom, and that large building is the Cathedral of the Starstone, which we'd mentioned previously as it is an item that it's kind of a quest that adventurers can go on to gain divinity. There are three gods that have attained divinity via the quest of the Starstone, and with that role, you would know that they are Ayamade and Caden Kalian and Norgorber are the three who have successfully completed these Test of the Starstone. But
Hold on
that
one
is what,
sec.
Would
Sure,
we
sure.
know that they're not
Loading
the
it.
only mortals to achieve godhood, though? Because I think
Yes.
Nivi Rambodazzle was originally just a gnome who became a god somehow.
That is true. You would know that. This is not the only way to undergo apotheosis, the transformation into divinity, but you do know that this is a guaranteed way. If you can complete the Test of the Starstone, bam, you're a god. Whereas Nivi Rambodazzle, if memory serves, she didn't really control that. It just kind of
Yeah.
happened. I don't remember her full story.
Yeah, I was just thinking there's a few other ones that started as
Mhm.
mortal
Urgathoa.
creatures, yeah.
Urgathoa.
Urgathoa,
The thing about yeah, she was the first undead to escape Pharasma's boneyard. So she started as a mortal who died, went to the boneyard, and then escaped, and that made her become a god. That's in the actual Pathfinder canon. I've tweaked it just a little bit, but that's the real canon for Urgathoa.
You
Anyway,
just gotta be the first person to do something cool. If you're the first
Yeah.
person to do something really interesting or cool, then you become a god.
that's pretty much it. Yeah, you have to just be the ultimate badass at one specific thing.
Okay, can you try to reload
Yes,
things?
I can try that. So
Okay,
here's
also that log file keeps popping up every time.
yeah, I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
But there's the city. I'll give it a moment for you to see if it loads before I load anything else.
Okay.
And you guys can close out the
Oh,
Griffin
no.
back pictures now if you want.
I don't know why it's just doing that. It's not a
It's
PN. It's not a PNG,
No.
right?
No, it's just I learned my lesson.
Yeah, I don't know why that is not showing. Can you try to load something else up?
Yeah, let me try this one. This is the Ascendant Court and the Cathedral of the Starstone. Is that showing anything? Still nothing? That's very weird. I don't love that, but we'll continue on and do as best we can. So apologies to anyone who's watching and can't see the images I'm attempting to load.
Can you send
Hmm?
me the individual files at least so I could put
can
those on screen?
Try, sure. Hang on. So that's Absalom map. Yep, here's one, and then that's Ascendant Court. Where is AS? There it is. Come on. There we go. I sent them to you in Discord.
Thank you.
Yep. Hopefully, going forward, this will be a little bit better. Anyway, so that's what you fly past that, and Joseph is telling you, well, I'll need to go to the merchant that we were trying to bring the merchandise to. It's a cheese shop over in the market. It's called Lovers in the Gruyere, over on the West Bank.
That can be arranged.
Oh,
Sakan
wonderful.
says, wincing in pain at the name of the establishment.
It brings me endless joy to come up with these horrible business names. I hope you know that. Okay, so let me get you all on this map. There we go. Hopefully this will load for you. So the griffins, he's able to point you out while you're flying on the griffins down to the market area. And eventually you do come to a small shop that you can see a sign on the outside that does indeed say Love is in the Gruyere. Let me put Joseph in here with you.
Is the file called Cheese Wizard?
There's a file called Cheese Wizard.
Okay, so it's giving me errors that the graphics aren't able to load. So
What?
yeah, I don't know what is up with Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
But
either.
I'll just tell me which maps you need me to load, and I will load them in images and have them pop up on the
Gotcha.
screen.
Okay. Then let me find it here. Love is in the Gruyere.
Yep, just send me the pictures.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know what's up with. Is it working for all of you? The rest of you? Do you guys see a
Yeah.
map?
Yeah.
I see a map.
My
That's-
computer's
That's
just
fine.
being weird.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
it's just you. I guess that's terrible.
It's not me, it's
Avocado is
you.
great.
Yeah, I hate to say it.
Yeah, I hate to
but
say it.
It might just be you.
Yeah, it's alright.
Okay.
Everything else is working, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I suppose. So you have you come to this nice wood and stone, almost cottage. That it seems to be open, even though it's somewhat later in the evening. There is a firelight inside, and Joseph says, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the place. I mean, I don't really have anything to show for it, but at least we can tell him what happened." I don't believe he saw you guys take the cheese and wine. Oh, Frag, this is important. You have a bunch of bottles of really expensive wine and a lot of wheels of really expensive cheese in your halfling knapsack thing because it acts as a
Okay.
type 2 bag of holding. So you have a lot of wine and cheese.
Good to
But-
know. I
but I-
won't say anything.
Yeah, but this guy didn't see you guys take those.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's good context.
Okay,
I
so
also have an internal compartment, so I probably could have hit myself there.
I described you as keeping the backpack in your chest compartment because it's such a
Okay.
tiny little. It's a halfling backpack, so it doesn't fit on
Yeah.
you like a backpack.
I'm baby Bjorn.
Yeah, pretty much. So Joseph goes up to the door and knocks a couple of times, and shortly the door opens, and you see a what appears to be a gnome woman with a hat that looks like a standard pointy wizard's hat, but it's made out of cheese. fully made out of cheese with a big belt buckle across it. And she's wearing a chef's apron and has a large ladle in her hands. And she opens the doors and says, "Hey, yes? What can I do for you? Oh, Joseph, yes. You look terrible. Who are all of your friends? What's going on, Joseph?"
I
It was a
I
bit
think
of an
Khan and I
accident.
both come up, and I'm like looking at Khan, like, is that actually fully made out of cheese?
You're both welcome
Is
to roll
it?
a crafting check. Make it public.
I'll make it public. I can't believe my eyes right now. I think Zavid's been so starstruck by the fact that this is the biggest city he's ever been in. Like
Yeah.
by far.
Mm,
It's
yes.
so populated, so crowded. And then he comes to the first place he goes to, there's a woman wearing a hat made of cheese. And he's supposed to just be okay with that.
As far as the both of you can tell, that is real cheese.
Ma'am, if I might interject, how can you resist not eating your own hat?
Oh, I make a new one every morning, so. And she breaks off a piece from the side and takes a bite, breaks off another piece, and chucks it at you.
Zavid is gonna balance himself on a tree. He needs to he's like, I can't believe this is real. Can I have a cheese hat, please?
Of course. Silly me.
Yes.
Welcome to Love is in the Gruyere. I am the Cheese Wizard. And she spins her ladle in the air and makes a small triangle of cheese appears in her hand. Welcome. And she moves aside.
You
and
make
lets all...
other cheese-based clothes?
Oh, I could make anything you'd like. I just prefer hats. They're easier.
I'll have to think about this.
Anyway, we came to return your employee, I presume.
Oh, yes. Well, we did send him out to get a large shipment, but I guess since no one else came back and your clothes are kind of destroyed.
Like you could probably see that like Khan and Reese in particular are like injured.
Yeah.
Oh,
they are
I am in
particularly
rough
hurt.
shape.
Yeah, Reese is really in rough shape, and
Yeah.
Khan is hurt quite a bit too. Frag, you were really hurt, but Zavid
Okay.
healed the crap out of you, and you ate all of your cookies
Oh my
underwater.
god.
They were
It was-
gross and wet
yeah.
and salty, but they saved your life. But you come into this shop, and it's a small, quaint, really cottage core. It's very Instagram in this place, and there's beautiful decorative, well, edible, but also decorative cheeses on just about every surface in this room. Every color you can imagine: white, yellow, orange, dark red. There's green cheeses. There's runny cheeses. There's the smells in this place are overpowering. They're very pungent. It's a mix of all different kinds of cheese.
I
Zavid's
think
in
Kwan
heaven.
has to take a minute. I think she's having a sensory overload right now.
True. Help yourself to anything. This is the tasting room, so you don't really need to pay for it here.
Do not give me that power.
This
Do
man.
not give me that power. You will lose it all. Are you sure about this?
Yeah, I
Can you
think
not control yourself?
I cannot.
have not seen Zavid in front of a meat buffet.
No.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
You got 3 seconds to take it back. 3, 2.
Welcome to the tasting
What?
room.
Oh
He
my
starts
God.
going, and he's in heaven. It doesn't matter how stinky the cheese is. It doesn't matter how much of a, taste you have to have for it. He's got a taste for it, and he's eating it all.
Well, if in the first session Zavid was in, the very first thing he ate was raw dog. So yeah, I don't think stinky cheese would be much of an issue for him. The things he's had to eat to survive in his life are horrifying. So
This is like ice cream for him. Like
Yeah,
this is
these are
like
amazing.
a dessert to him.
Mhm. Because not only is it good cheese, this is exquisite cheese. This is all she does. This is all she knows is cheese. It's all she lives cheese. These cheeses, many of them are made. If you look a little bit outside, there are goats in the pasture just to the left of where you're standing right now. You can't really tell from the map, but those are goats. So a lot of these cheeses are made from her own goat milk that she gets every morning. So this is about the best cheese you could ever possibly want to get, and you're just stuffing your face with all different kinds.
I will save to slow myself down and actually taste what I'm eating, and to really savor each bite, to not just gobble it, but like actually experience it.
The first couple of bites, it was just shoving it down your gullet. It was just a regular cheddar, something big that was easy. But as you're getting more into it, you're taking your time, slice and put them on crackers. And it really is a sensation to experience.
I like to imagine we go into like a new room, like in every scene we're in a new room. He's got a new wheel of cheese and a new way to put it on a new cracker. Like there's a different way to eat it.
You have like a stick that has a cheese wheel on it, and you're just like a giant like gyro leg.
And then after we leave this place and any new scene in the city, I've got a new kind of cheese on a new thing.
Yes.
And just for my own sake, because it's psychic damage, did anyone notice how I spelled cheese wizard?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
I did.
The cheese wizard.
Cheese wizard is spelled like cheese whiz.
Like cheese whiz.
So
Yes, for anybody who can't see it.
They cannot. I just have the map up. So
I
pretty
thought that
much
was kind of strange. I didn't put two and two together. I was just too enamored with the hat.
Yes, like cheese whiz. Here, Reese, I'll send the cheese wizard to you as well. I forgot. There you go. There's the cheese wizard.
Thank you. I'm going
Yes.
to. Oh, she's so cute.
Isn't she the best?
Oh my god.
Originally, she had like a stovepipe chef hat, but I just I used Photoshop and made it a cheese hat.
Yes, good. I
More
can't wait to show
appropriate.
everybody the cheese wizard.
Cheese wizard. She's one of my new favorite NPCs, and I came up with her like a day and a half ago.
I love her.
Anyway, she looks to all of you and she says,
Well, he certainly seems to like the tasting room, but well, what happened? All of you look a little beat up too.
looking at Khan specifically.
The ship crashed or was attacked. It was in the ocean. It was underwater.
Well, yeah, we were getting close to Absalom, and we were coming up on the shore, and we saw a couple of elementals, water ones, in the water. And,
oh yeah, they're usually so playful this time of year. That's such a fun sight.
oh, believe me, it wasn't so fun this time. It was the damnedest thing. I've never seen elementals go crazy before. They attacked a ship. They pulled holes in the hull. They threw us overboard and right into schooled us as sharks. I only survived because I happened to be in the brig.
He was very lucky. Is this gorgonzola, by the way? This is delicious.
It actually looks like Gruyere.
That's gorgonzola, or gorgonzuda. It's a mix of gorgonzola and gouda.
How much for 5 pounds of everything? A sampling of everything. Let me be clear. 5 pound sampling with everything in it.
Oh, you want the standard flight? Oh,
Absolutely. And she runs off behind the counter.
He's like got his hand in his mouth like, the standard flight? There's a different one? There's a bigger flight? Is there a bigger one? Can I get more?
Ah, I see you're only
Party
interested in the
flight.
exceptionally rare. Yes, of course. One dragon flight coming up.
And she runs into the back. And a few minutes later, you see her coming back. And essentially, you don't see her. You see a wheel of cheese walking down the hallway. Just... And it slams onto the counter here. And you're looking at it from above, you can see that it's like a pizza where it's a different cheese in every slice. And she takes this like cookie cutter that's bigger than her head, sets it in the center, slides it down, and pulls out like the cheesecake platters, like that has a different type of cheesecake on every slice.
Yeah.
It's like that, but cheese, but at the size of about a pizza.
Like a small
Of
pizza.
each one is different cheese.
A single solitary tear comes down.
And I'm
Sophie's
hungry for
face,
that.
and he just wipes it. He's like, I love this city. This is the greatest city in all of Galarian.
Well, I'm glad you like it. That'll be
And she does some calculation.
247 gold.
Deal.
Fantastic. Love doing business
Count
with
it
you.
out for her. Put it out there.
Cash. Perfect.
And she puts it in her little lockbox and hands it over to you. Puts it in, takes the cheese pizza essentially, and places it in a nice tissue paper, wraps it up, puts a little bow on it, takes that, puts it into this really nice lacquered wood box that has some filigree on the outside and a carving of a wheel of cheese. And at the bottom it says, "Love is in the Gruyere," and it's placed lovingly in the box with little purple pillows around the outside. And she closes it and hands it over to you.
I'm going to tuck this away in my bag. It's probably going to be this big lump in the bag, but the box itself is like very nice too. Like I'm going to just keep it all.
I
It's
think
like
we
when
need
you
to buy,
get-
like the complimentary like cheese knife and the fork and like
He took.
I don't
Okay.
know what like a cutting board, like a charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board.
So
Yeah.
the quote that's going
I'm
through
very
my
fast.
head is from the original Arthur movie. He took the knife out of the cheese. Do you think he wants some cheese? Like as the guy's gonna try to like murder him with the
Arthur
cheese
like
knife.
the cartoon, or Arthur like King Arthur?
No, like the drunk Arthur.
Oh, that. Oh, with
That
yeah,
Arthur.
Yeah, that movie.
I don't
Very
know
old.
that
That is
Arthur.
that is a very deep cut. That's
Yeah.
from like the 60s. I don't think anyone here knows that movie.
No, it's really good. They did a remake of it, and it was just okay with
Dudley Moore's.
As we're getting this, or as Zavid's getting this cheese, he kind of looks over to the party guiltily. Goes, "Look, I know we're supposed to be saving money for this big adventure, magical items, healing potions, things like that. But I mean, her hat is made of cheese. Like, come on."
I'm not gonna fault you for your love of cheese, Savid. I have a love of other things, so if this is what your vice is, I'm okay with that.
This is the closest thing you've seen to lust on his face. He is, if like,
Reese
he had-
understands.
like exactly, like if he had a cardinal sin, it's gluttony. Like that's his sin for sure.
I love that.
We all have our own deadly sin.
Oh, Reese's is lust. We already know
Yeah,
that, though.
clearly.
Oh, I
Con
pride.
is
That makes
Pride,
sense. That
yeah.
makes
Pride.
sense.
Pride or wrath, maybe.
I was thinking
I don't know what
greed,
mine would
maybe.
be.
Everyone
Frag-
has
Frag
blood
would
in their
probably
body,
have-
and I want it
Hmm.
out of their body, and onto my clothes. That's so wrong.
Frag, I think maybe, not sloth,
I don't know. What do you think?
but
He hasn't done anything wrong.
Yeah, he hasn't done
Yeah,
anything
you're
wrong,
Yeah.
more of a
I can't be the
virtue
good one.
than a sin.
which
You're
is
the one
hilarious.
that's like, are you guys bad? Are you bad guys?
It's
We're
funny
just like-
because he's the true neutral of the party.
yeah.
I'm the only one who's like, are we doing the right thing? I was like, yeah, as we look up the ring or whatever.
You're like temperance or something. You're like
Yeah.
a virtue.
Yeah, I'm the only virtue.
Oh yeah, the 7 virtues or whatever. I
Mhm.
always forget
Yeah.
that's a thing.
Well, the sins are more fun. That's why
Yeah.
people
They're more well
remember those.
known.
All right, I'm gonna pat this guy in the back and I'm saying, you have your life back, and you have probably a connection to one of the greatest jobs in the city. Do not throw this away for anything. All right.
I would never leave this place. Oh, I love working here for the cheese wizard.
And I point to the cheese wizard. I say, what's your name, by the way?
Damn it. I knew I should have come up with a name for her. I only came up with cheese wizard.
No, her name is Bree.
That's beautiful.
You're
Canon.
welcome.
Yep, that canon.
I'm
That's it.
done. This is what I'm done.
Yep,
This
there
is
you
why
go.
this is your last
You're
session.
going to be
I can't
hearing
top
from me again for orders. How far can you deliver these? Can you send these outside of Korthos or Corvos or whatever? Can you send them
Oh,
to
of
like
course.
Druma, for example?
Oh, Druma. Yes, we send to Druma. Just as long as our ships don't sink.
Okay. What about by air, like Griffin? Can you do that?
It's a little bit of an extra charge for airmail, but yeah, we can do that.
To get the cheese safely, I'll do it. It's also faster too, so like I don't mind.
Of course.
And then she runs back and says, "Just one moment." And she comes back a few minutes later with just this catalog. It's you ever seen the seed catalog? It's like this thick. Anyway, it's
No.
just a thick catalog with different cheeses on every page, and
Like a Sears catalog?
like a Sears catalog, or
Yeah, like a
like
Christmas
or,
catalog.
or like in the Sky Mall. Sky Mall. That's like
Yes. Sorry,
huge and
Sears.
thick.
I thought you said seed catalog. I was like, of seeds?
Well, I
For
did say
gardening?
seeds.
I mean, that also
there is
exists.
one. There is also
yeah.
one, but
Yeah,
it's
but
like
a Sears, I do
catalog
remember
or-
that. Yeah,
or
yeah,
the
yeah.
in-flight catalog. It's huge. And to the average person, it would just look like the same picture on every page, just cheese. But to you, you're like, ooh, oh yes, oh this is Gorgon's. Oh yes, okay, this Edam, this yes, oh Munster, yeah, that's right. And you look at the front of the catalog, and I almost forgot that I wrote this. You see the front of the catalog. It is called the Munster Manual, 2nd edition.
I'm sorry, the what?
The
I
Munster
hate
Manual.
you.
Munster is a type of cheese, but also Monster Manual.
I hate you. I say that lovingly.
What did you fucking say just now?
Say that to my face, not online.
What the fuck?
2nd edition Munster Manual.
You motherfucker.
I accept it graciously, and I say, "You've made a lifelong customer today."
We hear love is in the Gruyere. Make sure the love goes in the Gruyere.
You got it, Bree. I'm gonna take my catalog and my cheese wheel, shake this guy's hand. I'm a lot friendlier now that I've discovered this place.
Yeah.
I was just kind of
Full of
like, whatever, we
cheese.
saved his life. But now that I've gotten all this, I'm like, I'm really happy I saved your life.
I'm happy to save your life. I'm full of cheese and I can't be any happier.
Yeah. And as I'm passing by, I see you, Reese, and I'm like, Reese, you're not looking too good. I'm gonna cast Soothe on you because I'm feeling good right now.
Thank you, because like I was kind of wondering when I could feel better.
Yeah, you're bleeding.
When you're
from-
allowed to
I'm
feel better.
literally like bleeding from my
Let's see,
chest.
Ooh.
Reese is just in an undershirt and that's all he's in right now. He's not looking great.
It takes 65 hit points.
Oh, thank you. I very much appreciate that.
That puts you down to 50 wounds.
Woo!
Maybe we should look for somewhere to tend to all of us.
Yeah, there's an inn actually pretty close by. It's just about 2 blocks that way. You could easily get there. It's called the In and Out Inn.
Do they have a secret menu?
Yeah, I think they do sell something over at the grill.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot about their wild style.
Oh, you need to try it animal style.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, sorry. I'm not from here.
That's the true local way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Should we find a place for lodging? Maybe.
Yeah, I suggest we go there and put some bandages at least on.
Yeah.
I want a place
most
with a
of us
view. I want to get a look at this, like the skyline or something.
Oh, is there a floating end in this area?
I like to imagine that Zavid's eyes are just like huge and sparkling.
Right.
Yeah, I'm in New York City. This is my first time in the big city. I'm having a good time.
Country boy in the Big Apple.
Right? Yeah.
The big cheese.
The
not
big cheese.
apple.
The big cheese.
I'm in the big cheese. Yeah, I'm like, as we're walking like down like these very like busy streets and the tall towering buildings, he's just kind of like looking up at everything. Very touristy. Very obviously a tourist.
Oh God, the big cheese.
Hey,
That was great.
Can
Huh?
I have a hero point for naming her Bree? Because you laughed
Yeah, sure.
really
Why not?
hard.
That was funny. Everyone has a
Thank
hero.
you.
Everyone gets one.
Everyone gets one.
Plus your regular or weekly one. So everyone has 2 now.
Yay!
I think I had one from last week, so I have 3.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm feeling generous.
Hell yeah.
Plus, I don't give them out enough. I always say that. So yeah.
If you want to get to the In and Out Inn, it's just about 3 blocks south. Turn right at the big tree.
The big tree inn.
That's the Double Tree.
Oh, my bad.
Well, thank you for all the hospitality and
Well, thank you for bringing my employee back. It's a shame that all that perfect, wonderful cheese was lost.
And she kind of gets lost in thought for just half a second. You can see the wistfulness in her face. It's clear she doesn't care that she lost money. It's clear that it hurt her to lose the cheese.
And it's also clear she didn't care about the employees on the boat other than this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Her priorities are about the cheese and only
Mhm.
the cheese.
That's also kind of coming through. Yeah, she doesn't really care about anything but cheese.
That's fine. Honestly, stick to what you're good at. Maybe one day you'll become the god
No,
of
no,
cheese,
stick.
you know?
No, stick to what you're good at.
Oh my god. Oh my
limited.
god.
I had a list of several names for this place, and the last two I had it down to was Loves in the Gruyere and the Greater Gouda. Grater, Greater Gouda.
No.
I landed on Love is in the Gruyere, but yeah, the Greater Gouda was definitely in the running.
This is
Okay.
making me hungry, all of this
I know,
talk.
all this
I'm gonna
cheese
eat another
talk.
granola bar.
I just want a big cheese wheel full of different cheeses now.
Wouldn't that be
The,
sweet?
the the day that I discovered brie cheese with like almonds is a day I never want to forget. Like I'll never turn back.
Brie is so good.
Mm-hmm.
So then, yeah. So you're following the directions a couple of blocks. It's a really short walk. Zavid, you're feeling that cheese. It's kind of hitting your stomach like a brick all of a sudden. So it's getting a little to walk.
Well,
but you
the
make it
plus
there.
side is, though, he won't have any constipation incident. He'll have constipation incidents and not any more diarrhea.
True. Yeah. It should undo all that meat.
Yeah.
When I see David do this, like, do you want something to drink? We have a ton still. We have a little
Drink
flush
would be
down,
great.
Pull out
Okay.
one of the bottles of wine and hand it to you.
I drink the wine. He's not as much of a booze hound or anything, but to wash down the cheese, wine with the cheese, suddenly it clicks. This
You
is why
finally
people
get
like
it.
that.
Yep. Because before you'd never had a wine and cheese pairing. You'd had, just whatever wine with just a piece of whatever cheese. But now that you've had a truly magnificent cheese paired with an exquisite vintage, it, like you said, it finally clicks and you're like, wine, cheese, together, it's magic. But yeah, you come across this inn. It doesn't seem to be very busy at this time. Couple of customers having food. The inn portion seems to be at the second or third floor. But you're welcome to go in there if that map is even loaded.
Well,
Yeah,
the
we-
audience can see it, that's for sure.
I see an L-shaped building.
Yeah. And it's got, do you see like tables and stuff in it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah. So this is just the little inn. Because I assumed you guys were gonna want to stop. Yeah, you're able to pick a table. Again, it's not very crowded. That's why I didn't populate the map up. And after a short bit, a human waiter comes up and says, "Hey there, welcome to the In and Out. Can I get you something to eat, something to drink, or are you just having it staying for the night?"
All the above?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
What can I get for all of you?
I'll have.
Bacon?
Bacon? Oh yeah. We can do that. We
the-
serve breakfast all day, so a big side of bacon. Okay.
That's a start. We'll go with that first, at least for me.
Bacon, orc style. Got it. That just means extra bacon.
Okay,
Anyways.
good. That's what I want. It's like a pound of bacon.
Bacon, orc style, just means extra bacon. That's so good.
Thank you. I just made that up on the fly.
Amazing.
Like, I had to think about it, but like, Frank probably never only had meals when they
Not
met
really.
you guys. It was sugar water. The first meal was like bacon and eggs.
That's
Yeah.
like all he
Yeah.
eats.
It's like, did you see Alita Battle Angel when the first thing she eats is an orange and she's convinced that it's the best food in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen the movie, but I heard it was all right.
It's pretty all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
go in just expecting decent live action anime, you get decent live action anime.
Surprisingly faithful too. If you read the manga too, I was
Mhm,
quite surprised with that.
So, yeah, this guy is a pretty young human. He's got a name tag. It's just, "Hi, my name is Tad."
Tad, we also are going to need at least 2 rooms with 2 beds each for us. We'll be staying the night. I just had a bunch of cheese. What do you think would go well with cheese, so that I do not get the cramps or the shits tonight?
You're not gonna get the shits from the amount of cheese you ate. You're gonna have the opposite problem.
So,
What do you...
You're gonna
I'll
get
have
constipated, my
establishment,
dude.
I mean, look, dairy makes me airy, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So if we could
Opposite
get something to
problem.
counteract that, that would be good.
Do we have do you have
Yeah.
any fantasy lactate on you?
I think I know what you need.
make it 3 rooms.
Oh,
Make
damn.
it 3 rooms,
Whoa.
not 2. 1 for him by himself.
You're like a cyborg. Can't you like seal off your nostrils or something with like a little metal blast doors on the inside?
No, I just removed my nose.
Oh my god.
It sounds like with all that cheese, it seems like someone needs to order the extra spicy Belkson wings.
No.
Sounds like it. Yes, that sounds
Oh
like what
my
I need. Yeah, exactly that.
Oh, no.
Make sure his room's on the other side of the inn too.
We'll make sure he has a double window.
Thank you.
Savid's just fully on vacation now. He's not save the world. What? I'm sorry. We're here in Absalom on vacation. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
And
my God.
for you, my silky friend.
You know what? Another order of the bacon orc style.
Oh yeah. Do you want to go for the orc challenge? And he points over to the wall, and there's little sketches of several people with just pain in their face, with a small stack of bacon covered in what appears to be some kind of sauce, and all of them are just crying, food on their mouths in these sketches. But there's a wall of about 24 of them.
What sort of task is this that one must undertake?
2 people, 4 pounds of bacon, 2 pounds of hot sauce, 1 hour. Fame for eternity.
Wait, 2 pounds of hot sauce? Did I hear that right?
That's right. We pour 2 bottles over top. Makes it real tangy.
Wait.
She looks right at Frag.
I
Do you
look
think
at
we could-
I look at you and go, wanna try?
Yeah!
Let's do it.
Fame
Got it.
everlasting? Who am I to refuse?
That's what I thought. You seem like a fame seeker. Yeah, and then what about you? What can we get you? Looks right at you, Reese.
Oh god. Something for heartburn. Clearly, they're gonna need. But I'll just have the 2 for 20. The
The
that.
slider special. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'll take
20 sliders for 2 gold. Yep.
Yep, pretty much. I will take that. And can I do 1/4 of them venison, another quarter of it duck, the other quarter veal, and surprise me with the rest.
Santa Claus's bride, a Daffy Duck, and a baby cow. Got it. And he
Yes.
walks off. That was the best. That was the best on-the-fly diner talk I could make.
That literally was perfect.
A Santa Claus, a Daffy Duck, and a baby cow on the fly. Got it.
Ugh, that was the best I could manage.
Wow.
Tad walks away with your order. Whew. I really wish I could fake diner speak. That shit is so cool.
Okay, but you pretty much made it
I
up
lean
on the
in,
fly.
I'm like, who the fuck is Daffy Duck? Or Santa
some
Claus,
Fair
for that
question.
matter.
Fair questions.
he was a famous pantsless duck that would walk around, kind of grumpy. I know all
Okay.
ducks are pantsless, but this one's like specifically pantsless.
All right.
Actually walks around naked. His commander in prime is Doland Duck, who has something also special. He's a little goofy, but he has a friend named Gooby. You know, it's a legend.
Gooby.
The old
Yeah,
Bard's
Gooby,
Tales.
please.
The old
Oh.
Bard's Tales.
I'll send it in Discord.
It's an old meme.
Yeah.
that's an obscure one.
hmm
And he has a weird laugh. It's a yick instead of yuck.
Daffy or Donald Duck is another impression I wish I could do. I can't do it. I can do a lot of voices. I can't do that one.
That's okay.
that one I
one
don't
irritates
know.
me anyway.
You just, I don't know, Daffy. I was thinking, Donald Duck. You should just try to
Donald's
copy
not
his-
as Donald's not
What
that
is
bad. Or Daffy's not too bad. It's Donald Duck that's impossible.
I know you just have to make a good impression of Don Cheadle now. Have you guys watched any of the new DuckTales series?
Mm-mm.
At one point, they complain all the time because all the normal, like all the family members talk normal, but Donald Duck is the only one that doesn't. So they figure out a way to give him, and they had Don Cheadle do the voice of Donald Duck.
Oh
That's
my
funny.
god, that's
I
amazing.
hadn't heard that. That's funny.
I did see there was like a weird episode of like they were on a show within a show sort of situation, and it was the first time Goofy got introduced, and Goofy was like, "Hey," and then the studio audience was like clapping and stuff. Was it that one?
I don't remember which one it was because they made the interviews for it that Don Cheadle was going to do the voice, and they put like Thanos Survivor or something, or like Snap Survivor. at the
Oh
bottom.
wow.
That's funny.
Okay, interesting.
Reminds me of the
interesting.
episode of The Nanny where Fran Drescher speaks normal after eating a ball of wasabi.
Oh my god, yes.
God.
After a few minutes, Tad comes back with a huge plate on each hand, and he slams it down in front of Khan and Frag. This absolute mountain of not just bacon, but it's woven bacon. Have you ever seen on like the Food Network when they do a bacon weave?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, but it's almost like a quilt made out of bacon. And as he slams it down in front of you, he takes this pitcher like you would use for iced tea, and he pours it on top, and as you see this thick brown and red sauce just starts to dribble all over it and flood this bacon, and you can immediately, and even just describing it and thinking about it, I'm salivating. It hits your nostrils, and this spice just stabs at your olfactory. It's gonna be hot, but you have this massive slab of woven hot sauce soaked bacon in front of you. He says, "Orc challenge right here." Then he gives Zavid a large order of the extra hot Belkson wings, and then we got over here the 20 sliders. Anything else I can do for y'all right now?
A very small thing, but when we get our rooms, which I guess is going to be 3 now, can you make sure we each have a little chocolate mint on the pillow? I've heard that they do that at inns, at fancy ones.
Oh, and we're fancy. He writes something down, and he, all right. Anything else? You just flag down the Tad Man, and he takes off again.
I don't even feel like making fun of him calling himself the Tad Man because he's so good at this. Oh, and I just start going into the wings.
They're very hot, but not like mind-numbingly hot. Not as hot as eating that Chilaxian Reaper by itself was hot, but they're still quite warm.
This would have been a good first step. This would have been the way to get him introduced into spicy food.
Yeah.
And so, luckily, because of that experience, this doesn't hit him as hard. But like, he just like, as he's eating, he's just like, it could have turned down the spice a little bit. It reminds me of that pepper.
The bacon, however, is quite hot. I'm gonna need both of you to make me fortitude saves. Zavid, you're fine.
You ready, Khan?
As much as I can be.
Right, so 42, right?
Fortitude.
Is Reese the only one that didn't get something super fucking spicy? It was just like, I just want
I
burgers.
think so. Yeah, you just got a whole bunch of really tiny burgers. They're all very like the size of a silver dollar, but you got 20 of them. And
Dope.
and they're described, or they're all different as you described. Some of
Yeah.
them are venison burgers, some of them are duck burgers, some
Yeah.
of them are the third one that I already
It's like
forgot
the
burger.
Americans' version of sushi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like
yeah.
Oh my
it's,
god.
it's
Like
like the
a
burger
boat.
version of a beer
Slider.
flight.
It's a burger version of a sushi boat.
Yeah, or like a
Mhm.
burger version of a beer flight.
Yeah.
Um, I'll like look over at Reese's plate and be like, if you trade, I'll trade one of my wings for one of your burgers.
No, but I'll give you the burger buns of this one. Your stomach's gonna need it. You need something.
Don't pity me. I have an iron stomach. I'll be fine.
Then you're not getting any burger whatsoever. Then okay.
All right.
You think you can
I
out-rat
snatch the little buns that you gave me, and I eat them really fast.
Good.
Like that scene from Monster House where like run.
That movie is underrated.
Yes. So
So
good.
the first
pretty-
chunk of the bacon is pretty okay, Con and Frag, because you're really hungry. You've been traveling for a while, so this is like, do you know that old saying, "Hunger makes the best sauce"? This is kind of that situation where even though it's really, you haven't heard that. Maybe I'm
No,
crazy. Every
but
time
I'll
I
go
say
with it.
every time I say that, people are like, "What?" And yeah, hunger makes the best sauce.
I
Anyway,
understand the analogy.
yes.
Mhm.
So you start out strong, just munching this bacon down, and it's hot for sure. But you know how when something's really hot, if you just keep shoveling, you don't really notice as much. So you're really okay with that. So give me a second fortitude saves for you, please.
You bet.
Reese has already bled a little bit today, so he's not gonna torture himself anymore.
Frag, it's getting really hot. You have to kind of slow down for a minute and take a drink of something. What do you reach for to drink? Because I don't know that Frag knows the proper method of eating hot food.
No, I probably just grabbed the first drink I think of. So I probably just take another bottle of wine and drink it.
No.
Because I'm like,
He has no
okay.
concept of what they're worth.
Oh
No,
no.
because like, if I have a ton of them, I'm just like, oh, this is a drink. So
It's gonna make it work. Oh my god, that reminds me of the time I ate dessert. I ate pizza and then had dessert wine with it, and it made the pepperoni even spicier. Bad idea.
Okay. I want you two to give me one more fortitude save. The DC's 31, but for Frag, for you, it's 32 because of that wine you just chugged.
That's fine. I'm gonna be spending my hero points so I don't get it.
Holy shit.
Both of you critically succeed. As it's almost like Popeye. Frag is eating, he's slowing down. He's like, oh, it's so hot. It's so hot. He pops up the cork and because Frag's probably not really had alcohol before this, so just sculling this bottle of, again, centuries old, pure, amazing vintage wine, costing thousands of dollars per bottle. Like, this is the stuff, and you just scull it like a frat boy drinking doing a keg stand, and slam it down on the table like Thor. Another! Grab the rest of the bacon, dive in, and Khan, just seeing him doing that, it inspires you to go forward. And the two of you manage to finish the 4 pounds of bacon.
Reese is kind of disgusted, but he's also eating like 20 burgers, so he can't judge too much.
I love that you both rolled a nat 19 and a nat 21.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my god. So, before that even all finished, you'd started to gather a crowd. Like the employees, the servers, the orc challenge, the rat folk, orc, just whispers around and the people have been turning around. You've been getting a lot more eyes. The cook has even stopped cooking and is looking through the window where they pass the food. And as you two get to the last bite, you kind of pick it up and both of you look at each other, toss it into the air, and catch the other one's last bite of bacon. And the place just goes fucking wild. Everyone clapping and shouting.
Oh my
A couple of
God.
people come up and pick Khan up into the air. A few others try to pick up Frag, fail, and then they end up just patting you on the back.
Oh no, I can't make stealth lighter, so I just hit the button to like collapse the arm because I probably never took it off.
Oh, and they're able to pick you up and put you on their shoulders. So everyone's carrying you around this whole place, cheering and shouting for you. And one Tad comes back out, and he's got this little like it's a square box that has a little hole in the end, and he says, "Well, we've got the sketch maker. Everybody say bacon."
Bacon.
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 He takes this essentially he's taking a photo. It's a magic camera, but it makes a quick sketch inside, and pulls out a parchment with a rough black and white like ink sketch of all of you. How do you two look at this moment? Because with that nat 20, you can, and that nat 20, with both of you critting, you can decide how you look and feel right now.
Surprised. It's the first one, and horrified. That is how I probably look.
There is hot sauce all over Khan's face, and she's like the widest, scariest eyes, but just like a big smile.
Like a predator who's just
Exactly,
eaten an
yes,
entire
exactly.
wildebeest.
Amazing. Reese is just in the background, kind of like looking like disgusted. Like, I have standards.
Standards? Who's she?
I haven't met her yet.
Amazing. So you get your picture taken, put up on the wall of the orc challenge, with the rest of the people who have managed to eat the 4 pounds of bacon and 2 pounds of hot sauce in under an hour. A place of honor amongst the legends of yore. With Khan, to you, this is an extremely important achievement. As far as
That's,
you're
of
concerned.
course, yeah. Like the second I set foot in this brand new place, I'm already a legend.
Yeah, legendary renown up on the wall at the In-N-Out Inn for completing the orc challenge. Haven't even been here a day. It's
Yeah.
What's up? I'm Khan.
Khan the Bloody, you might have heard of me.
That's right.
Welcome to Jackass.
Khan would be great on a show like Jackass.
She
He
would.
absolutely would. Everyone else would die. Oh my god. I didn't think that would go the way it did. That was hilarious. Oh my god.
Oh, we
so-
survived.
Amazing.
A bit hot though.
Reese is gonna have a nice night of sleep. No like surprise poops. No nothing. He's living. He's feeling better. All he needs is a good lay, and then he's just like set.
Bragg, I need one more fortitude save from you because of that bottle of wine.
Oh boy.
If it had been a glass, I wouldn't be making you roll this.
I probably.
Oh, you're fine. You're totally fine.
Oh my
your
god,
Your
amazing.
inner workings take that alcohol and they use it as fuel. They just burn it up. Add even your little negatronic capacitors, your battery bank kind of fills up a little bit. It almost charges.
Oh my god,
yeah,
it's
you're
Perfect.
totally fine.
okay, Frankie One Piece.
I was thinking of Bender, but yeah.
Yeah, I was
That
thinking. I was thinking more like Bender.
Oh, okay, yeah, no. Frankie,
Better
when he
drink and drive.
when Frankie consumes things, his personality changes, and he's usually loaded up by cola. So, yeah. But when he drinks tea, he becomes an English gentleman. It's pretty funny. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, but as the night kind of winds down, you're realizing how tired you all are and how long of a day you've had flying over the sea, going to a show, saving a guy from a shipwreck, meeting a crazy cheese vendor, and eating 4 pounds of meat. So eventually, is there anything else you'd like to do before you hit the hay?
Nah, it's sleepy time.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it would be for
Yeah.
me too. So you're able to get to your rooms. There are 3 of them, even 4. It doesn't even matter. There's more than enough room for all of you to have your own room at this place, and you have more than enough gold to accommodate. Zavid, you were able to get a room with a wide open bay window and a view of the harbor, which I have, and I'll show just because why not? Because I have it. So you have this wonderful view of the harbor here, and I will send that to
Thank you.
Elliot
Oh,
because I just remembered. What's it called? Absalom Harbor. Yeah, this is weird. We'll have to figure this out at some point.
I think I might know what it is.
Yeah.
I-
Okay.
Yeah. I think my computer ran out of disk space.
Oh, that'd do it.
Yeah.
So you can see this harbor, these ships coming in and out, and you do see the Temple of the Starstone the spire of it off in the far distance. Zavid, you were quite interested in going to there because you'd heard of this starstone, this mythic stone that if you can touch it, you ascend to godhood. You'd heard tales of it. It seems like a fairy tale, but it actually does exist. It's here in this city. You can't go up to it and see it, but you can see the cathedral wherein it lies. But you see that from your bedroom window, or your in widroom, in window. There we go.
Thank you. Words make sense.
Yeah, words.
The window in the end.
In the end.
I
Sorry.
see the spire, cathedral to the starstone from my bed.
Like that. Let's see. In the morning, first thing, I need Zavid and Frag to give me will saves, please. DC 30, publicly.
Right.
Frag's totally fine.
Will.
Ooh, Zavid, you fail. You can choose to use a hero point if you want.
How spicy do you want to get?
I think I'm letting my guard down. I'm on vacation mode, so I'm not thinking as paranoid as I should be. So I think it affects me.
Alrighty. So you, sir, wake up in kind of a bad mood. You wake up with the effects of Zealot's ire. So mechanically, what that does is, if you are working with someone or whose god is more than one step away from your own, you are sickened one. So, for example, Cabriri is chaotic evil. Lao Shupo is neutral evil. So you can work with Khan, no problem. And Bastet, which is Reese's god, is neutral...
Evil.
Chaotic neutral. Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral, yeah, sorry.
So that's only one up from chaotic evil. So you're fine with Reese. However, Frag is the follower of a neutral deity who is 1/2 away. So anything you do with Frag, like interacting with Frag, you are taking a disadvantage. Because something about Frag today is getting on your nerves. Something about the neutrality. Like, how can you not pick sides?
Pick a side, goddammit.
How does one become neutral? Is one born neutral, or does one just live a life and gain a neutrality in his heart? It's disgusting.
Fucking fence sitter over here. Oh, look at me, I'm a centrist. Yeah, sure. Let's poke holes in that ideology all day. I got all day for that.
Oh my god.
It's literally that. You wake up feeling just... and you know, Zavid, like, you're aware that that's what it is. At this point, you've experienced it enough that you know it's Triaxis.
I'm go right. I knock boom, 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 on Frag's door.
I probably was already awake, but I look through the peephole and I open it. Yeah, morning.
Listen, the conjunction has sort of flared up today, so I think for both of our sanities, let's go our separate ways in the city today. And when we are we leaving this day, or are we leaving like the day after?
You hadn't quite decided yet. Probably
I kind of wanted to take a day at least to like see the city.
Yeah, that had not been discussed.
Yeah.
And look, he is like, "Are you still airy?"
That shouldn't matter to you, because I won't be around you today. I am going on my own way. I'm visiting the Starstone Cathedral, and I'm going to do some reading. I don't want to see you there. You do whatever you want to do. Nothing personal, but your
Everything
political
personal.
and religious views sicken me. Literally. That's it.
I was thinking around the cathedral looked nice.
I'm going now, so you can go in the afternoon.
Okay.
I don't want to cross paths. Listen, I understand this isn't really me talking, but I really don't want
But you are
to.
talking.
Fuck you! I fucking hate you, you asshole. Sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. That wasn't
Self-righteous
me.
bitch.
That wasn't me. It was the conjunction. God damn it.
Do you need some extra rest? You sound cranky.
It's an all-day thing, buddy. And if you weren't sitting on your fucking fence, you don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hold on. I've been hearing things from downstairs. They say this house, and I give them another bottle of wine. They say, what's it called? Like, helps ease tensions and, what's it called? Liquid courage and all. That's what I keep hearing from downstairs most of the night.
Can you make a persuasion or whatever check, like a diplomacy check for me?
Yeah.
Like I want to, cause again, Zavid has these like knee-jerk reactions that he's like fighting against, but like this is actually a very kind gesture. I want to see if how
diplomacy?
like, yeah, for Frag.
So who's rolling diplomacy? Him?
For Frag.
I guess I am.
Oh yeah, he's rolling it. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to see your diplomacy check to see how much of influence this has on him.
That makes more sense. 21.
I think that's probably fine, honestly. Like with the bottle of wine, Frag.
Yeah.
The cheese made me airy, and that's as close to an apology as you're going to get. Goodbye. And oh my god.
I just stand in confusion. I was like, okay. And I close my door and go back to take care of myself.
I love that Zavid is lactose intolerant.
I mean, it's not even that. It's when you eat the amount of cheese. Yeah. Anyone eating that amount of cheese is gonna get the farts. Yeah,
that's not just a Zavid thing. I love this whole Zealot's ire thing. I really just wish that we could have had Demirius in the group when I got to throw that stuff at you guys. God, that would have been fun.
It would have been hilarious.
Yeah, I'm scared for how that would have turned out.
I would have.
If the roles were reversed and I had made my save and he didn't, and I heard a knock at my door by Demirius, I'd jump out the window. I wouldn't talk to him. I'd be out of there.
Oh my god.
Especially since, like, Zavid is having this reaction to like a lawful neutral deity.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just
like,
neutral.
Saren Ray and Kaburi are like diametrically opposed.
Mm-hmm.
They are, yeah, exactly. And just Demir's like, hey buddy, I just want to talk. I look at the people. Why are you holding your weapon? I'm not. Hey, listen, you never know what could happen. I just want to talk. God. I just want to talk and fight. No, just talk. Just kidding. Just want to.
The signing happens.
Say that again.
So breaking down the door.
Yeah. Here's Demirius. Just like, yeah. No, Zavid's going to go downstairs. I don't know if either of you are downstairs, if Reese or Khan are, but if anyone wants to come with him to go see the temple, they're welcome. The only reason he said no to Frag is only because of that.
Reese will go with.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stay with Frag.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's go with Khan and Frag first then. So, what are you two planning to do today in the big city? Big little rat in the big city.
Probably, at least Khan is interested in looking for information and rumors. Just like, what's the news? What are people talking about?
Great. That I think is a society check, unless you're trying to find like pickpockets and shady people.
Reese can do that.
From.
By the way,
I can help with looking for. If you're just looking for like general news, I can help. Can I aid on the society there? Society check.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely aid on society there, Frag. So give me a public society check. And then Khan, are you trying to find information from like normal people or shady people? Because I think you have a feat, don't
sources. I'm pretty sure she would know that Reese would be more gung-ho about doing that, or more insistent about Reese, I want to do that.
Reese got the crime syndicate in his belt, basically.
Like, I thought it was the other way around. I thought Reese had the like royalty.
It's both.
Like, hobnobber thing, and Khan had the underworld people.
Both.
Yeah, I also have underworld connections.
Oh, you do. Okay.
I have I have the underground connection thing.
Oh, you both have it.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, cool.
As long as I stay in the town for like the criminal connections or whatever, if it's like a day or a week or whatever, I can do it.
Yeah, unless our reputations precede us.
Yes.
They might. They might.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm looking
Yeah.
for reputable information.
Reputable
Let's say that.
information. Okay. So about what specifically, or what are you trying to find?
Unnatural goings on, like out of the ordinary supernatural events, disappearances, undead sightings, stuff like that.
Okay. So Frag gave us a society. So Khan, you can take a +1 because he aided successfully. And since you're doing reputable sources, give me a society.
All right. Oh, that was bad. I mean,
That
you
was
need hero
not
point.
okay. Go ahead. Send Kate. Take your +1 again, because yeah, that was not very good. That's what hero points are for.
Yeah.
For when you roll a 4.
All right. Let's go. We live in a society.
That's
That was
better.
better. I'll
That
take
was a
that.
lot better. That was a lot better. So you're able to talk to people, and you've heard that more and more ships have been going missing. This is not the SS Xavier Juan Valdez, the ex Juan Valdez, was not the first ship to go aground recently, and I think all of you are probably too young to get that reference. Damn, I'm disappointed. The Exxon Valdez was an oil tanker that went down in Alaska in like the 80s. Captain Joseph Hazelwood was the guy who captained it. Anyway, I amuse myself with my old references. So you find out that this has been a lot lately. That ships have been getting attacked at sea. You've been hearing more and more about specifically elemental attacks and Leviathan attacks, Kraken attacks. You know, there's so sailors embellish. So you think that you can probably take some of those with a grain of salt, but the scuttlebutt is that there's been more and more sea-based attacks as of late. In addition to that, there's been a lot of issues in the religious sector, the religious quarter, the ascendant and the descendant court, as those areas are called. There's been unrest between some of the different faithfuls, and even within faiths themselves. Like for example, you hear that one of the bishops of the Sarenrae Temple had nailed a bunch of a manifesto to the board of the church, to the door of the church, with a bunch of demands for changing the doctrine, things of that nature. There's a lot of unrest in the ascendant court and the descendant court.
Yeah. Yeah, Khan is like patiently listening, just like checking things off of the list of effects she knows are in the air.
Mm-hmm. Those seem to check out. The attacks at sea seem to coincide with Breath of the Cradle, which is more births and crazy water elementals, and then Triaxis the Wanderer is the one that's involved in religiosity. And you've been seeing this affect Zavid quite frequently lately. Frag has actually made his saving throw every single time I've made him roll. Even when you weren't here, Raph, you've made your saving throw every single time. So the Aposte the Messenger, which is the arcane magic planet that's affecting arcane magic, has really not affected you at all yet. Yeah, not for lack of trying on my part, but it hasn't. But Khan, you've seen Zavid be very affected by the alignment of Triaxis lately, and so you get the sense that this is probably because of that. You've heard that in the past, when it's been just a Triaxis alignment, that's caused religious schisms to occur. When Triaxis and Akaton, the war planet, when those two align at the same time, that's when crusades happen. It all lines up.
Yeah.
So what you're hearing lines up to what you've learned about the coming conjunction.
Yeah, but no information outside of those types of like news and rumors. Nothing perhaps related to Nyarlathotep?
Not so much Nyarlathotep.
But that's fair. I assume folks aren't just like throwing that around.
Not so much in this town. That's probably something you'll hear more about in Osirian. People don't really talk much about that one. But you did hear about some goblins in town who were being kind of harassed by people in the town. They sort of live in an area called the Puddles. It's the southwestern part of the map. If you see, it's kind of run down, slummy kind of town, and it's a tribe of refugee goblins that is holing up in an old theater. But you've heard that they've been getting some troubles, being troubled lately as well.
Oh, I will keep that in mind. not opposed to just, standing up for small folks as a small folk myself.
True. So yeah, if you want to find them, you can roll me another. Actually, that one would be a the underworld, so that'd be a thievery check.
Ooh. And I share all this with Frag so that he's he they. What are Frag's pronouns?
Hey there.
Yeah.
Frank is pretty new to the world, so they don't really care, or he doesn't care.
So that they're in the know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thievery. Yes.
Yes.
There we go. Ta-da!
Okay. Yeah, you're able to pretty, without much effort, find, you ask a couple of little kids, pickpockets, little ruffians who look like they might be trouble, if they've heard anything about the goblins who are getting roughed up lately, and they point you around to down in the puddles, and eventually you do get pointed out to this old run-down abandoned theater that's got boarded up windows and everything. The door doesn't seem to be locked if you wanted to go in.
I'll give a knock.
Okay. A few moments later, a sliding window appears at eye height to you, but to Frag, it's about at almost knee height, waist height. And you just see two kind of buggy eyes come up to it, and they say,
I crouch down.
Oh, I didn't hear.
"Oh, they said what password?"
The password is "I'm here to help you, and you should open the door."
Give me an intimidation check or diplomacy. Your checks.
I'll do diplomacy.
Yeah, you're trying not to
Yeah,
intimidate them.
I'm trying to be cool.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can aid as well. So do yours first, Frag.
Yay!
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that's a +2. So how do you aid specifically?
I think it's just like, yeah, well, what Khan said, we're here to help. And I just kind of try to give a big smile and thumbs up kind of thing, trying to be very like, I'm trying to like, yeah, big mechanical orc.
I like
in
it.
front of that.
So that's a +2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And it kind of looks at Yukon, looks up at the orc, looks back at you, then you see the head turn away, letting you hear. Yeah, that password. You hear just unlocking. You can tell that they have many locks on this door, and eventually they do open it up, and inside you see that this is indeed an old abandoned theater. Then give me a second. What did I call that?
Crook side out.
Crook side. That's it. Or crooked toes. That's it.
Can you send me that image?
Yep.
Thank
I
you.
am doing that right now.
You're the best.
Crooked. Nope. That needs to go to a DM. Crypto. Come on. There we go. Discord, why are you being annoying? Just copy it. Just paste it. There we go. Send. Okay. So the inside of this theater is very run down. It's an old wooden theater that has pews everywhere that people could sit. There's an old stage. On top of the stage are many different rugs of all different kinds and styles. In the center of the stage is the best I can describe it is like a lifeguard's watchtower. One of those little things that you sit up on that's high above the ground. But on top of that is a purple throne, and sitting upon that, and has this map all loaded?
Yes.
Right. And sitting atop that throne is a goblin with blue patchwork clothes and a crown made out of broken swords. And he waves you in.
Oh, I'll stride forward confidently.
I'll walk forward.
Can we get a visual?
Yep, sending it right now.
Less.
There, it's coming. There it is.
That's
So-
not my dad.
I was really hoping you'd be here for this, but that's all right. So, yeah, you walk in and you see there's a bunch of, not many goblins, but there's some goblins just wandering around. That's what I have posted all around, is just they're just
Yeah.
wandering, walking around, doing their own thing.
Yeah,
That
just
none of
hanging
them
out.
are, no one is aggressive to you at all. That's why I actually all of these goblin assets I found online, and almost all of them had weapons, but I photoshopped them so that one has like 2 carrots, another has 2 baguettes, another has a frying pan. So all of them have like really aggressive stances, but they have like normal items.
Aggressively making sandwiches
They're
or
aggressively holding carrots.
yeah.
So yeah, you get up close to the stage there, and there are 2 goblins who are armed in makeshift armor. One has kind of janky swords and shields, and there's another one that is a fully albino goblin who appears to be blind, sitting at a piano. Which again, I will send that to you in just a second.
Mhm.
That
Oh, that's cool.
There they are. The second one here is a the albino goblin is one that I art that I was going to use when we were playing Ruby Phoenix, and we
Ooh.
never quite got to that session. So I'm reusing it. So when you get up to there, the blind goblin has a long walking stick. It's a spear actually. Kind of slowly walks forward and comes to here and says,
Welcome to the court of Zusgut, the Goblin King. Who, may we say, are you? I am Veklik of the Crooked Toes. I speak for our king.
My name is Con the Bloody of Lux Et Umbra.
I am Frag. Just Frag.
Would Con
I'm gonna roll this-
remember anything about Reese's dad being a Goblin King to see if this is the same guy?
I'm
yeah,
gonna
was
have...
she?
Because we were all there for that.
Probably.
You were
Yeah.
there when Reese
Yeah.
told you about it. And
Yeah.
in game, it wasn't that long ago. It was like 4 days, 5 days.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Con will remember this.
Yeah. So it is strange that this guy is calling himself the Goblin King because number one, the Goblin King lives in Assyria, according
Yeah.
to Reese, anyway. And according to Reese, the Goblin King is quite tall and very good looking. Those are the other 2 things that Reese was able to tell you about the Goblin King. And this is a creepy little trash goblin, is what this is. His crown is made out of busted ass swords that they've just kind of ganked together. His robes are patchwork. His royal court is just a series of random carpets on a stage in an abandoned. He's very clearly got delusions of grandeur, is what you're kind of getting.
Gotcha.
And you're also getting this is probably not the Goblin King.
Perhaps a Goblin
A
King.
Goblin King, perhaps, yes.
We had heard that there was trouble around here, that you were being harassed, perhaps unfairly.
Ah, yes, I see. Yes, the people from the northern side of town at the Ascendant Court have been harassing us. They do not like. Well, you see, most goblins they worship the older gods, the goblin gods. We, since the Goblin Wars, we have taken up refuge here in the city. We have tried to adapt to integrate with the greater society, and our gods were traditionally fire gods, which, if you think about it, Serenray is not too far from a fire god, yes? So most of us here in the city of Absalom have taken up the worship of Serenray. However, some of the human followers and the more, how you say, devout followers do not like our interpretation. They have been giving us a hard time as of late.
Well, that seems markedly unfair, then.
Yes, but we do not have the power to do anything about it. As you can see,
And they kind of point around to everywhere around them.
we do not live in high quality, better than some goblins, yes, of course, but we could not raise an army or even a militia. We can barely afford guards for our king.
And they say quietly as the king is sort of up there picking his nose, not really paying you guys any mind.
Well, we are in town for the day. I would like to offer my help.
Oh, well, we would appreciate that, yes. They tend to come later in the evenings, but we do know that their main cathedral is in the Ascendant Court to the north of town.
I shall report back to the rest of my companions.
Oh.
And I'll see what I can do for you.
Yes, we would truly appreciate that. King Zuxgut thanks you.
And the king, he's up there drinking from a wine goblet. He looks to you and he just raises his goblet and goes back to drinking.
Can I take quick stock of if I understand this correctly, the people come and attack them here in their hideout, right?
Kind of. They can come and go, but they also harass them on the street, that kind of thing. Sort of a.
Can I take because obviously I've done a lot of crafting. Can I take a look at how well protected they are here?
Absolutely. Give me a crafting check. In the tower, please.
Sure.
This is more a knowledge check.
Yeah, I just want to get a take stock of what do we have here.
This place is very, very poorly protected. The best defense they could probably muster would be to push all of those chairs, those pews, up against the front door and hope that no one would break in. However, there are a lot of windows that are just boarded up, so just a simple axe to the boarded up windows would be nothing. It would not take much to break into this place. Take them over. They have essentially zero security. The only security you can see are the two guards standing right there in front of you.
Okay. Based on the stuff that's around here, because I'm pretty sure a lot of this is scavenged, could I give them any assistance in terms of even before we leave, saying or if you just prop these up here or bar these up a little bit better, or even a simple contraption of to make bar the door easier, not a bar, help bar what's it called? Have just a drop bar, make some sort of makeshift drop bar, so it makes it harder for anyone to come in.
Sure,
Could I
sure,
suggest
absolutely.
that to them?
Yeah, you rolled extremely high on your crafting check, so I don't want to tell you exactly what you got, but you got high. So
Okay.
yes, you're able to tell these goblins, especially with how large you are, you're able to pick up beams, put a crossbar across the front door. You show them how to open it and close it. You give them some suggestions to reinforce the windows, patching up the holes in the ceiling where people could easily Mission Impossible down into the place. Just basic, really basic stuff. And these are goblins. They're not the most advanced tinkerers in the world, but they can swing a hammer, they can place a nail, they can follow the directions that you give them. So the ones who are in this room, the aimlessly wandering ones, the king eventually pipes up and says, "Subjects, do as they say. Reinforce our kingdom. Go now. Do as the orc man says." And all of them, they kind of run up to you like chinchillas, and they take orders from you very well. I don't know why I said chinchillas. Why was that the first thing that jumped into my brain?
I was gonna say lemmings.
Like lemmings, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. But
Chinchillas and lemmings are very different.
yeah, they're very different. So they're all very eager to help fortify this place, because all of them have been experiencing this kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Oppression? That's not quite the right word. Anyway,
Suppression, perhaps?
or harassment.
suppression, harassment. Yeah, they've all of them have been kind of experiencing this in this town as of late. And again, Khan, you're getting as they talk, they've been telling you that this has been sort of recent, this treatment. Up until this point, they've been really welcomed in this town. And again, you're getting the feeling that it's Triaxis again. It's two people who have essentially the same faith but slightly different interpretations. So they're evil. It's Catholicism and Protestantism all over again. Schisms are forming.
Yeah.
So you're getting that sense, excuse me, as Frag is kind of helping the goblins clean this place up. What are you doing while Frag is doing this, Con?
Probably assisting.
Okay, great. Give me just a regular crafting in the publicly, and I'll to add it to Frag's already significant roll. That was a crit. So I'll just tell you, that was a total of 43 for Frag's crafting.
Wow.
So that was a really, really well done on the defenses of this place.
Mhm.
So I think at this point, while they're kind of having their building montage, I'm going to jump over to Zavid. So, and Reese, yes, Zavid and Reese. So you got the directions to the northern end of town. Excuse me, at the Ascendant and Descendant courts, and you're wandering around the city, and you see these beautiful cathedrals of all different makes and types, architecture of from various lands, different dwarvish architecture, elven architecture, human, halfling, gnome. There's orcish. There's from far off lands, from nearer lands, Tian Sha, Absalom. There's just every type of place you can see is here, is represented in this place. You do notice that. Well, actually, give me a religion checks, both of you in the tower.
Skills and religion.
Religione. Zavid, you notice this. That doesn't surprise me. Here, where you're at in the Ascendant Court, pretty much all of the temples are to good aligned or at least neutral aligned gods. You don't see any representation of the more evil aligned gods in the Ascendant Court.
I can't, like, I know even I can't take that personally because a lot of our enemies right now are evil gods. So that access, I get. I am a little bit sore that there isn't even a Zankuthan or like there are some evil gods that even Zavid's like, this god's not that evil. Like, they just are, they're kind of gross. Like, they just, you know, they like a thing that most people go, ooh, pain? Like, but that's not bad. Like, pain's just a part of everything, you know?
Pain is how you know you aren't dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, he has a sort of soft spot in his heart for some gods that just get a bad rap and they're evil because they like the things that most people don't like. He actually kind of felt that way about, like, to a limited extent, because Cabrera is the god of ghouls, right? But even Urgathoa was sort of just goddess of undeath. Like, undeath itself isn't evil. There's plenty of undead that aren't evil. Now that has changed his sort of perspective. So, like, he's feeling a little conflicted here. Like, on one hand he gets it, on the other hand, fuck them and their hoity-toity, you know. I kind of just turn to Reese. I say, notice all these good gods, at worst neutral gods.
Yeah.
But anyone that's considered evil, no, we can have them in the city.
Are you? Did you wake up on the grumpy side today?
I did. It's not the
Okay,
cheese. Don't blame the
know,
cheese.
No,
The
I know
cheese
it's not the
actually, and I
cheese.
take a slice out. I'm like, this is like the only thing keeping me like happy right now. And I like nibble on the cheese as we're like walking.
It's okay. Cheese is your vice. I get it. No,
It's
no,
helping.
it's
It's
weird,
helping a
though.
lot. And I swig some of the wine that Frag gave me, and I'm like, Frag's a good guy. I need to properly apologize later.
Yeah, I think he'd appreciate that, but I think he probably. I don't think he'll take it too personally, but we'll. Anyway, no,
Yeah.
good gods, bad gods. There's not even any like neutral. Like, I don't see best here, so. Or Basset here.
There's
so.
a favoritism. There's an elitism going on, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think any
see,
bit
like,
of
something to
thievery, they
Abadar,
still
and I'm
don't
like,
it.
Some of these make sense. Abadar makes sense,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
City god, financing. I mean, how did they build all this? It wasn't cheap. They needed Abadar for sure. Like, I get some of it, but if they really want to be truly metropolitan. And I start, like, I'm on my little soapbox. I'm having my little spiel about, like, inclusivity in religious spaces.
As
yeah.
go ahead. Sorry, I thought you were done.
I was just gonna say, I mean, we're approaching the big pit, right? Like, I saw on the map, there's 3 bridges. There's like 2, one at 6 o'clock, one at 7 o'clock, and then one at 12 o'clock.
Right.
So like, and
One's
there's like a
broken.
broken bridge at like 2
Yes.
o'clock. So like,
Oh shoot!
is
I need
anybody
to get rid of the goblin king images. Sorry.
is anyone able to like go to the cathedral, or is crossing the bridge like accepting
Crossing
a
the
or is
bridge it's accepting a challenge if you cross the bridge. Yeah.
I see.
So you
I
can,
see.
or I guess the way you start the challenge is you have to cross the broken bridge, or you have to get to the cathedral without using a bridge. That's what starts it. So you can
if
go if you want to like see the cathedral. You can't go inside, but if you want to see the cathedral on the outside, you can walk up to it from crossing the bridge. But if you were to like, let me, for example, cast the fly spell or use Rot Trot and fly over the broken one, that would start it. And I'll tell you right now, you will die.
I know that. I know that. I want to check out the temple. So I want to cross the bridge on foot, not challenging the temple, just to get a good, I'm getting a lay of the land here. That's all.
Okay. Not a problem. Let me find it. There it is. So Elliot, I'm going back to the picture of with the big pit with the cathedral in the middle of it with the big spire.
Okay. Give me a sec.
So you do get there, and on the ground, this thing is truly massive. It's as in the picture, humans are just little specks compared to this thing. The spire rises hundreds of feet, perhaps 1,000 feet, straight into the air, topped with a golden pyramid at the very top. Within is the Starstone and the test of the Starstone. Give me a religion check in the Towers of Eden. You know from what you've heard that the test of the Starstone is different for every single person who attempts it. So there's no real way to fully plan for it, as it changes for every time someone goes in. Most people die. Some people survive and manage to escape with insane treasure from inside. But anyone who completes it and manages to touch the Starstone undergoes apotheosis and ascends to godhood. 3 have done so. Iomedes, Caden Kalian, and Norgorber.
Do I have a sense of how many have tried? Like 3 out of what?
You can tell that this place is ancient. This cathedral has been here since Aerodin died. It's thousands of years this cathedral has stood. So you can get the sense that it's countless. Thousands and thousands.
Does the cathedral have like the marks of like
McDonald's?
I would say like airplane shot down, but it's just like
like a stamp.
Yeah, like
I was
thinking
thinking
like one of those like World War II. Like
I was thinking like a
stamp
McDonald's, over 1 billion served.
Oh
my god.
3 in a billion chance, huh?
Something like that. Yeah, no,
not
that's
0.
Yeah, I'd say that's actually pretty decent. That's probably a pretty liberal estimate. 3 in a billion. That's maybe a good estimate.
I mean, so far it's constantly, you know, it's still a thing in progress. But I mean, out of all the people that have lived over the thousands of years, not all of them would have tried, and the few that have, I mean, with its lethal reputation, even a billion is a pretty big estimate of how many have tried to get through. I think it scares enough people away that it would probably be in the millions over those thousands of years that have tried.
That's maybe fair.
Yeah. But I'm gonna start walking across the bridge and or if I haven't already, and I'm just gonna kind of walk around the outside of the temple and just kind of look it up and down. And once I'm on the other side of the broken bridge, I kind of look over from, you know,
from the inside out.
Yeah, and Reese, if you're walking with me, I'm just gonna say, yeah, like,
one of these days, Reese, I'm going to stand here again, but it won't be because I crossed that bridge.
I'll be there right with you, buddy. You're not doing that alone. Shit. That's like billions of people dead. I am not strong enough for that right now, though. Like, they're not ready for me, I think, honestly. It's not them, it's me. You know.
You know, I might be a follower of a god of undeath, and that undeath is sort of like this thing I'm known for, but when my time comes to die, it's my time. Phantasma has it right, you know, when it is our time, it is our time. So if I'm not worthy to reach the Starstone, then, you know, that's just how it was. Yeah, but I will be as ready as I'll ever be when I go to face it. If you're coming with me, I hope you have a way out. So if I don't want you to be like in it with me if you're not ready to like face that down.
Not at this moment. Give me about
Oh.
like 8 levels.
I was going to say.
I was gonna say,
I'm
you
not,
all feel
I'm
like
not
you're about-
ready. Are you kidding me?
You're like 12/20ths ready.
Yeah.
Hey, let me kill or seal Rovagug and then come back to me and we'll see how I'm feeling.
Exactly. We'll reschedule. We'll rain check for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep walking around the perimeter.
Does Reese notice anything? Because they did roll pretty high with their religion check when they first they understand what's going on.
Yeah, what are you trying to find out about it?
Just like by the architecture or anything, if there's any like real distinct.
Ah, architecture. Roll me society in the tower.
Yep. Race and society, like what?
You recognize it, Reese, as Aslanti architecture. That is an ancient lost peoples. It's essentially Atlantis.
Yeah.
It'd be like saying Atlantean architecture. You recognize this ancient lost civilization architecture in this building. The stones are so old. This building is truly ancient.
Reese is gonna lick the wall, just like
It's kind of salty. It's clearly a basalt.
Yep, this is ancient, like the what these bricks shouldn't even really be here. He turns over to Savine, it's just like, okay, so imagine there's a really freaking cool library that exists and it's underwater, and for some reason these bricks come from there, but nobody knows where the hell the location is. That's how old this shit is. This is like from that age. Don't ask how my tongue knows that.
Why would there be a library underwater? Wouldn't that ruin the books?
It would, but oceans rise, empires fall.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be underwater. Got it.
No.
All right, yes.
No.
I thought like that's how they secured it. Like no one gets to the library because it's underwater, but also no one can read the books because they all deteriorate.
Yeah, that also would do it, but that's a good layer of protection. I don't think they would have thought of in advance.
As you're walking around the cathedral, you start to get closer to the the more touristy side. People are kind of afraid of the broken bridge section, rightly, but you get to the more touristy side where there's more people, and Zavid, you notice that there's a vendor selling shirts, and one of them says, "I got to the Starstone and all I got was this lousy T-shirt."
That's what I thought. You think we should get this for Danny?
Yeah, I look. Is there one that says like I heart and then AB or something like that? Like,
Yes.
I heart AB. There's
I want
definitely that.
I want that shirt for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I get a
so
little
yeah,
miniature like church replica for her.
It's in a snow globe.
Yeah, it's in the snow globe.
Fantastic.
As I'm like we're paying for these like souvenirs and stuff. I'll be like, for something so holy and ancient and respected by like the deities of our multiverse, you really know how to capitalize on it, eh?
Yeah, sometimes I really
Capitalism's strong in this city.
You know what? Sometimes I really think those churches should be like taxed too. Like they do a lot. Like that they're the reason they don't tax them, and this is what city is this? Do they think
At least
it's
we're
that
not Corvosa.
exactly? Like, who do you think you are, Corvosa?
As you're walking away, you kind of are taking in the sights of the religious area, the greater area here, and you kind of give me perception checks, both of you, please, in the tower.
I hate you, my friend. That's
Okay. Reese, you are hearing three particularly loud voices coming from kind of north of you. They don't sound aggressive necessarily, but you can hear they definitely sound like they're magically enhanced. You've heard Zavid use bullhorn before, so you think it might be that, but It's a little bit to your north. Do you head that way?
Yeah.
Great.
I'm curious.
Okay, so there you go. You come to this area that is a central square in the town. And the two of you are at the southern end, if you don't see. And there's kind of it's a small pit with stairs that go down. You immediately recognize it as what apparently used to be a fighting pit, like a gladiatorial arena, but has since been changed, modernized, reduced the amount of violence. There's several people sitting on all of these stairs around in sort of a hexagon shape. In the sand pit in the center are 4 stone pillars, about 4 feet tall, and 3 out of the 4 of them has a person standing on top, and each of them is essentially talking very loudly to the people in front of them. And I have images here.
This is just that Monty Python scene.
Yes, it is. You are 100%
my God.
correct. You are absolutely 100% correct. I will not deny it. That is where I took this idea from. I won't deny it. Yes, you see an old man in a robe with a stick and a long gray beard on one, talking about the sword of the Leviathan shall rise up from the depths, striking down the people of the shores, and the fires will claim all. Oh, I forgot to share that for everyone else. It looks like that. There's a woman in a flowing white robe with a hawk on a white hawk on her shoulder, who has sandals on, and she's giving a very quiet, subsumed speech about the powers must come together in order to stave off this evil that comes towards our lands. And even though she speaks very softly, her words go crashing over all of these people. There's a big power behind her silence. And lastly, there's a hairy dwarf with scraggly beard and paint all over his body. He's wearing a skirt, or a hula skirt, made out of bark and leaves, and he's very agitated and hard to understand. And the beacon will be heat and black and new blood of a creature will go out into the plains. Just very violent, bloody, horrible, Old Testament-y kind of stuff. They're clearly, Zavid, it's obvious to you that they're giving sermons. These are prophets. Again, you guessed it. It's the Monty Python scene from Life of Brian. But this is clearly a public square wherein you can preach, wherein it doesn't matter which deity you follow, because clearly this dwarf is following some very violent god. And the old man is talking about protection from evil, and the woman is talking about togetherness. So clearly all 3 of them have very different belief systems. And there is an open podium.
I just give a look to Reese and I was like, you have any of those pamphlets?
I
have a few. I just don't know if I gave you any of mine.
I probably have a couple on me. Like, Reese checks her bag.
We see how many we got.
Yeah. How much do you want to give Reese? Because we're gonna just assume that he does have them. But
Zavid, roll me a percentile die just publicly, and that's how many you have currently.
Okay.
Oh God. If you get 00, that's 100, right?
Yeah.
Yes. 00 is 100. Okay. So did someone roll a percentile?
Oh.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, because I didn't. Oh.
All right.
I'll just roll one here.
No, I got it.
There we go. I see it.
Let me re-roll that. 3.
Hooray! Hilarious.
I got
more that.
We. It'd be funny if he only had 3 though.
You've been giving out a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
You have 3.
I have 3 left. I know you gave me like 100, but I've been doing our work.
Is there a printer's shop nearby? Like something that can copy what we have, like perfectly?
Reese could give me society to
Yeah, I
find
can do
that.
that.
That's what
That'd
society's
be
for.
Reese's. Yeah,
That can be
that'd
Reese's
definitely
job
be up
while
Reese's
you
alley.
proselytize. Okay. Yeah, Reese goes off like a shot and is. Also, with that society, you're able to quickly find a print shop
Okay, good.
and start them work. And with you flash your platinum at them, and they get to work. Those print machines are they're going hot. So, Zavid, you have a bit.
Hell yeah. So Zavid is going to calmly walk over and I imagine it's hard to convince anyone here of some new idea. So difficult, in fact, I would say that the chances of me gaining any new sort of like any new kind of like follower or anything that wasn't like a couple stragglers that liked the message would be very difficult. So difficult that I pull out Navy Rombo Dazzle's holy symbol, wherein you need a wild turn of luck in the worst of circumstances. Once, when you attempt a check you would normally roll, you can attempt a DC 11 flat check with the same results. Navy always grants a spoon when the odds are stacked against you. I feel that this is a moment where if I want to convince literally the metropolis of Absalom of the conjunction and our role in it, I'm gonna need a little luck. So I'm gonna walk out. I take off my I love AB shirt. I put that away. I want to just look as I normally do, and I kind of walk out and just sort of.
Reese comes running back with all the flyers. So I got a lot. They really liked me. They thought I was hot. So I'm sorry if there is an edited picture of me in there. That was their doing on this. So I'm sorry.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. Go ahead and just start passing these out while I do my thing here.
Okay.
So I want to listen to Violent Guy. What's he saying?
It's nonsense essentially. Go give me a religion check in the tower because it's
Okay.
very difficult to follow.
It would be great if I could get a beat on like what the sort of religions are here that I'm
So it's
sort
like
of trying
listening to
to.
Fox News.
Okay, this guy is probably a follower of Gorham with that role because he keeps talking about blood and bloodshed and violence and war and how good that is for the world and how it's coming and we need to embrace it and you need to be ready and just blood everywhere, blood. So you get the sense that this guy's probably a follower of Gorham, the god of war.
And then Elder Tamathea.
Ooh, you pronounced it right. Yeah. Tamathea.
Yeah. Woo.
Nice.
I'm going
I'm
to
just
do a
impressed.
religion for Tamathea.
Tamathea. Another good roll. You listen closely, and he's been talking about having to repair the weave. He keeps mentioning repairing the damage done to the weave. So you start to think that he might be a follower of Nethys, the neutral god of magic, because he is warning about the coming apocalypse, but he doesn't seem so much interested in saving the world as he is saving magic.
And then I'm going to just take a stab. Prophet Rubadi Alatu is with her like sort of togetherness thing, sort of a uniting, a good god for sure, but like kind of it doesn't really matter. Like, is Iomade still alive or did that god get killed?
That's the one.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll. You guessed it. It's Iomade.
All right.
And Aerodin is the one that died.
Yeah, so I'm just standing there for like a minute, just like listening to them all, nodding, and I'm sure people are like, who's this guy that just walked up there on the pillar and everything, as they're getting like flyers and stuff. And then I'm gonna do Bullhorn. And here, I got a little effect for that.
Oh, hell yes. Do it.
People of Absalom, my name is Zavid. I come to you from Shadow Valley, a little up north in the north of the Inner Sea region. I am listening to these prophets as all of you are. Prophets of Nethys, Iamode, and Gorham. And I hear no lies in what they are saying, but they do not tell you the whole truth. They tell you aspects of the truth, the ones that their gods focus on. For example, Gorum focuses on the blood, on the war. War is coming. He's right. What he is saying is not untrue. And the weave is damaged. And this does present an opportunity to repair magic and the damage done. 10th level spells, which are very rare to cast, could be cast once again more frequently with that repaired. And then the togetherness, the unity, might be the most important message of all. You might be wondering who the heck I am and why I might be propping up these different messages. How could they all be true at once?
And then I'm going to point up at the sky and I say,
Behold! The sky is your answer. For we do not live in an isolated system with one sun and one planet. No. You will see throughout history that whenever one planet is in alignment with this planet, the sun, we call that a conjunction. And these conjunctions have effects. Gorum favors Akitan the Red, for this conjunction allows war to be more free-flowing. Blood flows like rivers into the ocean. Additionally, you will notice that...
what was the planet that was the for the wizards? The one that like awakens magic?
Aposte the messenger.
You will notice that many more people you all know, are awakening magic within themselves recently. That is the conjunction of Aposte the messenger. Nethys is in favor of such a planet in conjunction, as it brings more magic into the world of Golarion. I'm not sure Ayamode has any favorites, but that unity I was talking about will be more important in the coming months than ever before, because, as you will see, the planets, every single one of them, even Octurne the Stranger, are all going to align in precisely...
how many months time?
It's like 4.5. It's close.
4.5 months' time. You'll notice right now, there's already a few in alignment. You can use a telescope. You can ask any observatory in Absalom. They will confirm this for you.
What was it? The Nethida, the cradle?
Brethida with a B.
Brethida.
Brethida, the cradle, has been in alignment, and water elementals are sinking ships on the way to Corvos. This has been in the news. You know this. That's a very verified thing that happens when it is in alignment. Octurne the Stranger is in alignment too. In Osirian, the sandstorms are starting to die down, and people can traverse the sands, which are almost untraversable normally. Be careful, because the line, Verces, will become in alignment shortly. And when that does, people will not be able to navigate very easily. Compasses will go haywire.
I'm gonna cut that short. I just go through all
awesome.
of it. I do the whole shebang. I tell everybody what has already happened and the order in which everything else will happen. And then I factor in what these other prophets are saying. And I say,
these are snapshots. What we are facing, why is this happening? Why do we need to worry about it? Because not every god wants you all to make it out safely. Not every god wants unity and to repair the weave and to make the most of war. Some gods want to subjugate this world. Some gods want to upend the order we've had for so long. Some gods want to use that which cannot be controlled to destroy their enemies. I will name these gods for you now.
and then I name off Urgathoa, Nyarlathotep. Who's another?
Lamashtu.
Lamashtu, Mother Monsters.
Oh god, I feel like there was one other.
Yeah.
Cassandra Lee.
Yeah.
Cassandra Lee. And then there might even be like a guess, like Cassandra Lee, really?
Even Cassandra Lee, yes. Cassandra is very neutral in the fact that she does not have any sort of love for biological life. If she thinks that something could be more efficient, more better done, to destroy it and rebuild it, that's fine for her. However, she has less of a dog in this race than those first three. The first three are actually making moves. And what are these moves, you might be asking yourself? What could these three gods do against the whole pantheon of other gods? Even other gods that you might think are evil. San Kutan, Capriri, I kind of mentioned that. I mentioned Capriri, and people are looking at their little thing. They're like, oh, there he is.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, the little chibi one. Oh, he's cute. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cuteness. Oh, Capriri.
You think Asmodeus even, you think these evil gods want the world to be remade for these other gods? No. They might not be the most generous or charitable, compared to Saren Ray or someone like that, but they are not wanting to destroy your whole world. They just want their own influence to be recognized, as does any god. No. What is going on right now is Urgathoa and Nyarlathotep and Lamashtu are trying to reawaken Rovagug.
And
Reese
Reese
let
presses
Your
a
place
button.
vibrates.
Reese presses a button, and like from the new pamphlets, because again Reese is really hot. There's like a sound effect button where like everybody's just like music slightly comes from it, and like
Like a Hallmark card.
yeah, kind of like a Hallmark card. Essentially, when they go to the Rovagug page, it's like dun dun dun.
Yeah, like the radio soap opera. Bum, bum, ba.
Yeah.
In your sermon notes, you have pause for dramatic effect.
I kind of look over to Reese and go,
Thank you, Reese. Rovagug. I do not say the name of the rough beast lightly, as the rough beast has been sealed for many years. We know where the rough beast is sealed. No one has the power, no mortal man or woman has the power to reawaken that entity which could destroy and consume all life, but during a conjunction of all the planets, three wayward gods just might be able to. Folks, you might think these the ravings and ramblings of a crazed lunatic, but you've already seen the evidence for yourself. You can verify this today that this is happening, and you can ask those who know more than you, about the stars and the conjunction here in Absalom, and confirm it with your own eyes. You don't have to believe my words. And if I am wrong, and if 4.5 months, the things that I have said do not come to pass, well, hey, you're not losing anything. You don't have to worry. But it might be better to be safe than sorry. You must work together, as this prophet of Ayamode has said. Unity is your best foot forward. You are citizens of Absalom first, and followers of whatever faith second. You need to work together. You are a community. You have to have each other's backs when, pardon my language, but when shit hits the fan, and it will.
And once when he's done with that on the final page, they open up the giant map, and an instrumental of the end of the world as we know it starts playing.
But in Bardcore.
But in
Ding,
Bardcore.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yep, absolutely.
Wonderful.
So,
Okay.
I need to make a flat DC 11 check. I think.
Is that how that works?
Because with Nivi Rombod also thinks if the odds are stacked against you, instead of doing the roll, you just roll a flat DC 11
Okay.
check.
Well, before you roll it, I want to tell you, you're getting a hero point for that sermon. Like, that
Thank
was
you.
awesome. So
May I use it on this check immediately,
Yes,
like with an
immediately.
advantage here?
Yeah, if you want to roll with advantage, you can use it for sure.
Yeah, on it, because I have already 3 saved up, so I'm kind of
with-
gonna just reroll until I get like a really high number, if that's
With the
fine.
pamphlet, I'll call that a crit aid, so give yourself a +2, and with advantage for the hero point.
Okay, +2.
You have a really high, and publicly, you have a really high religious bonus, so.
So sorry, that's 2d20. It's a 21 on the DC 11, which makes it a critical success.
That's awesome.
So I'm good.
Yep.
That's good.
You're
That works
good.
for me.
As you finish, there's dead silence. No one in the crowd is speaking. The three prophets have ceased talking. They're staring at you. Every eye in the square is on you, Zavid. And after a moment, you start to hear chatter. And it starts to get louder and louder. And everyone after a moment stands and cheers you. Yeah! Ah! Ah! Zavid! 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 You start hearing a few people chanting your name. A few people are going, Cabriri! Cabriri! Not really knowing anything about Cabriri. Just
I'm like in my head, I'm just like, you're welcome, you idiot. I did this for you, you bastard.
It's fun. This is like a whole Buggy the Clown situation.
This is great.
Oh my god, yeah, it does feel like that.
Buggy the Clown, another One Piece reference where he's this one bad guy that keeps trying to do bad, but every time he tries to be dastardly, it keeps going in his favor and people keep believing in him like this group of criminals. All praise him.
It's that he believes himself to be very competent, even though he knows how weak he is. Like Luffy beats him right in the beginning of the show. Like he's like a throwaway bad guy, but he has connections to big names. And like he shows up and like they respect him and they recognize him. And like there's this one moment where like the strongest swordsman in the world like cuts him into like mincemeat and he reforms because that's his one power is he's got the splitting fruit. And people are like, oh my god, he just took a bunch of sword slices from the strongest swords. So like people think he's super strong, but really he's not. He just knows a lot of people, and his bluster has given him this huge reputation.
Yeah, he stupids his way into so many things.
Anyway,
that was amazing. I think this is a perfect place for us to take a break.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
The camera's gonna like fade out as everyone is in the crowd cheering for Zavid and Cabriri, and for unity and everything.
Amazing.
And yes, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. We hope you will join us. Thank you so much for being with us. And we'll see you shortly. Thanks. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for coming back and being with us here. We're back from our break. Where we left off, Zavid just gave a magnificent sermon in the Prophet Square of the Ascendant Court in Absalom to rousing cheers from the crowd. Cheers of Zavid, cheers of Cabriri, cheers of Unity, cheers of Galarian. You really have stirred up this crowd with your words and with your pamphlets, and not only that, you've brought together these three prophets of completely disparate religions. They are all of these people in this crowd are essentially not magically under your thrall, but you have won these people over with your words. And Khan and Frag, it's about this time that you meet up with them because you had chosen to meet up in the Ascendant Court later in the day, and you walk up to this square, and as I said earlier, it's sort of stairs leading down into what was clearly once a gladiatorial pit, but has been converted into something more civilized. But you see Zavid standing on one of these 4 stone pillars in this pit, along with 4 other different, very, very different looking people, and this entire crowd is cheering for him. This is a very bizarre sight for you.
And I kind of, just in my hand, I kind of pull out the coin that Nivi Rambo does, look AB, and I remember the fact that like I woke up this morning not wanting to work with anyone of different religions, and I'm like, I really needed this, so thank you. I really needed this today. And I'll just, you know what, I'm gonna give the coin to a beggar on our way somewhere. Now that I've used the boon, kind of pay it forward.
Absolutely. There's definitely a pauper here because they tend to congregate in the religious area because they give out alms at temples and such. So without effort, you're able to find a sort of a beggar type person to give your coin to. And, oh, thank you so much, sir. I can eat for 2 weeks on this. And they kind of rush off with the little gutter snipes that they are.
And I guess I'll wait for, I guess some folks might want to speak with me afterwards. I don't know if the prophets want to talk with me or if any of the people in the crowd want to come up and have questions about stuff.
Yeah, actually, a few of the crowd does come up to you, and one person comes up and says, "Oh yes, Mr. Zavid, I just need to know, is Cabriri really this cute?" They're pointing at the picture of Cabriri in the pamphlet.
Oh well, there's a. It's hard to say what the gods look like without seeing them yourself. I can say, as one who has followed Cabriri for a very long time, that Cabriri's image is one of the reasons you don't see his temples around here is that he doesn't have a most pleasant image. So for this, it's more of his heart is in the right place in this sense. Working together with gods of diametric alignments like Sarenrae, this is to show what's on the inside, not the outside.
Oh. He's lawful beautiful.
And then she runs away.
I let her believe that.
Stars in her eyes.
I don't correct her on that one.
Because Cabriri is now canonically lawful beautiful.
I love it.
So, and actually the 3 prophets will come up to you. The old man says, "That was quite a speech you gave there. Who are you? From where do you hail?"
I am Zavid, and I hail from Shadow Valley. I said so. If you're looking for where I was born,
and I gesture to my fetchling nature, I'm like,
I was on the plane of shadows, and I moved here not too long ago.
It is so very, and the prophet Rubati steps up at this point. She says,
"It is not often we see a newcomer who can rouse a crowd such as you. It is incredible. Where do you get where do you see your visions? How do you know all of these things?"
Well, I have a group with me. We're not staying long in Absalom. We're passing through to handle some very important things having to do with exactly what I spoke of. But you 3, you frequent this Prophet's Square. Perhaps we might be all able to get on the same page. Would you join my friends and I, and we can discuss this in more academic terms, and not just sort of the grandiose people pleaser terms?
And Scud, the bark speaker, walks up to you and says, Yes, that actually does sound like quite a good
Yes,
time.
I knew he was
really
educated.
hoping
I was
that
like,
we could
he's the
have-
fucking doctor. He's a doctor. He went to college and he only does the gibberish stuff for his pros. I fucking knew it. Elle can corroborate this. I called it.
Yes,
I
yes,
absolutely
yes.
called it. Oh.
Yeah, and he does come up to you very scholarly, and he's calmed down from his fervor. He said, it would be nice to have just an academic conversation of theology for once, as opposed to having to go into my berserker rage. It's the only way I can really get the visions to come.
I understand. For me, I have to be in like complete darkness, you know, to like commune with my. So I get it. I totally get it. Sometimes it's uncomfortable.
It's the damnedest things that they make you do to talk to them.
I like lead them over to my friends, and I like introduce them. I'm like, everybody, I want to introduce you to my new prophet friends. We've got Scud the Bark Speaker, Rubati Alatu, and Elder Tamathea. Yes, somebody in chat said something very true. You're right.
Ben Carson was a doctor and is a fucking idiot. That is accurate.
And I like how all of us prophets are just getting along.
You rolled critical, like you did everything right. Like you gave an incredible sermon. You rolled super high. Like you won the encounter.
And I say like so I guess, and unless we want to role play it, we absolutely can. But essentially we would like tell them kind of the cliff notes of the journey we've been on and how we came to find out the things that we found out. That we have the champion of, was it the champion of Abadar? We know
Lumbee, Abadar, and then Sarenrae's
Demirius. Who is the other one? We know another champion.
The Sverf Niblin is the champion of Desna, I believe. What's his name?
So not Elvish Presley.
No,
that
had
was
a
a
vision.
self-given title.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a. Okay.
He calls himself.
He's
the
a false
champ.
prophet.
Well, he might
he-
have
here
visions,
he is.
but he's probably not.
Pembroke Wessel is the chosen of Desna. He's
Okay.
Niblin.
I'll name. We definitely name drop them,
Yeah.
and we're like, we've been like bumping elbows with other champions and chosens of gods, and everything is pointing to this thing. This is why I wasn't up there trying to compete with you guys. Like it's like we have a common enemy, and it is those three gods I named and the rough beast.
Mhm.
And so like you were absolutely right, and I stifle a barf. Iomade was right. We do need unity.
You do get sickened as you say that. You have to swallow it.
And I'm like, and I apologize, but that's the fucking what is it called? again?
Triaxis.
Triaxis is doing this to me. I woke up and I eat some cheese and drink some wine. I'm like, this is very good. It's helping me.
But yeah, we don't have to roleplay it. You give them all the Cliff's notes, tell them everything you've been
Yeah.
doing, name drop, and at this point, they fully believe everything you've been saying. So they really thank you, and they'll be sure to say, we'll definitely be sure to spread this word, and we'll make more copies of these amazing pamphlets. And we'll
Go
Feel free to add your gods too,
yeah.
like
Go
like
to
the unity
Kinko's.
thing.
Go to Kinko's
Absolutely.
and tell them Reese sent you.
Yes, the King Company, Kinko's.
Yeah,
yes,
Kinko's.
we'll go there after. We'll go there shortly.
Yeah, and if you could pass those on to the Selenway temple. Some of them have been harassing some goblins in a different Selenway sect.
Really?
Actually, that's what we were up to. Actually, before we came over here, and so Capri, Zavid, yeah. I got the tail end of your speech. It was very good.
Oh, thank you.
I just like, I guess I'd talk to each of them about like how they could incorporate their gods, like for Gormung or whoever, Garum, like Akaton the Red, like war is just a part of civilization. You can't get rid of it. I think a united war against the rough beast would be the greatest war in all of history. Like that would be a war that I think your god would fucking love.
As you say that, you can see his eyes just widening, just and you can almost hear it coming back in his voice. It's the greatest war. Like it's
And
almost
people would
overtaking.
love like the glorious songs they would sing about this war because everyone would be on the same side instead of the hatred that usually comes from wars. Like people would be like, remember when we all fought together against a common foe? War would get like a big boost in the ratings, you know what I mean?
And Rubati is really responding to the everyone fighting on the same side thing. She's, yes,
Mhm.
we do. We all have a common foe. There's no need for all of our petty squabblings. This is what I've been saying. And
And
so,
it's
yeah.
really easy for us to squabble. You'll notice with the Triaxis stuff happening, like
Yeah, it's been getting worse.
I like stifle the. It's like you're right. You're right. You're right. It's not you. It's the planets in weird alignment. I know that sounds crazy.
Oh yes, Traxxas is in retrograde. I've
Ah,
heard of
yeah,
This is in retrograde now.
yeah.
Oh my god. What are we gonna do with you?
That was funny.
I love it.
Okay, so, God, I lost my train of thought. So they all take in all of this information, and they're almost excited at the prospect of all of this and being able to work together for once, and finally having a reason to work together for once. They do eventually wander off deep in conversation, not even realizing that they've wandered off from you.
I turned to Frag and Con and said, "Well, we did what we needed to do, I guess. So, what the hell was your How was your-
Goblins?
Yeah, what, did you do something with
Oh
goblins?
yeah, we met the
Yeah, with the goblins.
Goblin King.
No.
Made sure they were fortified.
No, no,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
no,
any-
no,
any
no, no, no.
Goblin
You met
King.
Reese's dad? I
don't
thought
think it
they
was
lived
your-
in
I don't think
Osirian.
it was your dad.
Okay.
You said your dad was tall. right?
Tall, tragically beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, and this Goblin King
Maybe for
shows.
goblin standards, but
And you know, beauty is kind of in the eye of the beholder.
No, like everybody just wants him. They can't stop looking at him, especially when he juggles his balls.
I didn't
He
know he was a
juggles.
juggler.
Yeah, he
was
has
he in a
glass
circus
balls.
like Khan's family?
Yeah, he does like this thing where it just goes all around and people can't stop looking at him. They're just right there, right forward in front of your face.
Ah. Khan, you should you should tell your dad or your mom. Maybe you can get another.
No,
ball
that would be an
juggler.
insult.
I think your dad was the juggler, right? He was really good at that.
let's talk about something else. You know,
Walk and
you know,
Okay,
Yeah, walk and
sure.
talk, walk and talk.
Yeah, so we're walking and talking.
Yeah, yeah.
But why? So there's two kings, or is he just king in name only?
I think
you might be king of the goblins of the city, or you know, king of the goblins in the building. Do you have a Valley Small Kingdom?
it seemed like they needed some help. He's holding on to whatever goblins he can protect.
That's cool. That's cool. So, like, is every king of like a region of goblins considered the Goblin King? Because that's very confusing.
no, this guy's a
And-
poser.
Okay.
I know
So
goblin
he's more like a
culture.
goblin regent or a
Yeah,
goblin
kinda-
viceroy.
Kind of like a regent, I guess, of this area. Yeah,
The Vice Duke.
Vice Duke
Yeah.
Goblin.
But yeah, it's quite a trek across town, but eventually you do make it to the Puddles area, which is a much more slummy area of Absalom. And Elliot, I'm switching back over to the broken down theater one,
Okay.
so you know. And yeah, as you come inside, you see that the windows are all boarded up. It's been very abandoned. It's an old theater. You recognize that there used to be plays here. And as you come inside, you can see that there is now like a breach bar that goes over the door that's had to be lifted to let you in. The goblins did knock and or no, Con, you would have to knock and give the password again of we're here to help. They let you in, and you see that there are pews of all different kinds. There clearly have been scrapped from around town, and there's all kinds of different rugs up on a stage, and you can see Russ Gut, the Goblin King, sitting up on his makeshift throne high atop his lifeguard tower up on the stage there. and then also Velkick of the Crooked Toes, the blind albino goblin. When they hear you, they walk forward and stop here.
Yeah, we'll go forward and meet them.
We'll move forward towards them.
Hey, Lux Et Umbra. Welcome. We welcome you back.
So,
We've
question: is he a king or a viceroy?
Yes. He is the king of the Crooked Toe Goblin clan. I used to be leader of the clan, but as you can see, my eyes are not what they used to be. I now advise the king.
I see. So, king of the Crooked Toes, and I look at Reese. That's okay. Of the Crooked Toes would be the best way to. Yeah. All right. Sure. Cool. I'm good now.
Yes, this is Reese. You see this goblin, and I think I sent you that image before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see this goblin. He's just a literal trash goblin. He has a patchwork blue cloak on. His crown is made out of busted swords. This is not your father. This is not the Goblin King.
You're
This
not
is
the
a
father.
goblin. Yes, this is a goblin who has a crown made out of broken swords.
Yeah. I just whisper over to Zavid, no, that's not my dad. Trust me.
He doesn't look anything like you. I mean, if I'm being completely honest.
That's a topic for another day.
I mean, your skin's not even green.
No.
Yeah, and you don't have red eyes. And, I
Zavid,
mean-
this is getting kind of personal.
oh, sorry.
It's okay.
But yes, we thank you so much for all of your assistance. We know that they tend to come around sunset. That is when, well, they stop praying when the sun goes down, I'm afraid.
Well, actually, Zavid here gave an incredibly compelling speech in the, what was it, what district?
The Ascendant Court or Prophet Square.
In the Ascendant Cult. We had asked, there was several, I'm losing the accent, several prophets there. We asked to spread our message of, everyone should work together, don't hate each other, with our handy-dandy pamphlets, we'll hand them over.
Oh, yes. I will have someone else read this to me. Thankfully, we have the Crooked Toes. We do not scorn literacy here, like most goblins. We have several literate civilians here.
Wait, goblins scorn literacy?
In the wider world, generally, yes.
Why?
It is seen as tall folk stuff.
Yeah, I can read, but that's because the Goblin King is, a well-rounded man.
The Zuskut up on his throne is eating kind of a brown banana. He goes,
Thank you.
Reese just rolls his eyes. It's just like, uh-huh. Right.
as you're having this conversation, you hear the doors at the southern end kick open. And within, oh, I forgot where their pictures went, walks 4 dwarves, all in plate armor. One of which has a morning star that is has a bright blue aura.
Jesus Christ, this guy.
And the other 3 have big maces that they
Are they out? Are they wielding them, or are they just walking in?
They are wielding them.
Whoa, hey.
I instinctively put my
Did they say the
hand on my
password?
fucking whip like I'm, they're coming at us.
And forgot Elliot. I will send those to you in Discord real quick.
Thank you.
Yep, that one, and the other one is, what are they? Paladin. Paladin. They are.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. The Morning Star
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, so the door bursts open. All of these goblins, they scatter immediately. So let's go boop, they all scatter. And you see these 4 dwarves, and one of them walks up and he says,
In the name of the dawn flower, this theater is to be closed.
I'm sorry. In the name of who now?
And he steps forward, and all of them do. They step forward, and he says, "In the name of Serenray, this theater and this house of heresy is to be closed."
So, let me get this straight. Serenray called you up and told you that.
And as I do that, I'm going to cast Sending to Demirius.
Yes.
So let me get this straight. Serenray called you up and told you that this house that shelters these poor goblins needs to be closed?
That doesn't sound like the Samurai I know.
That doesn't sound like something Serenray would do.
Oh, I love that. I need to think for half a second. I love that.
As they move closer, I'm also gonna hit the button to don the armor just real quick. As I took that off.
I think before you do that, he's gonna he's extremely insulted by that, and he says, "I have the authority handed down by the High Bishop, and you will stand aside. I have no quarrel with you, sir."
I've still got my hand up here, and I say,
You might not have quarrel with me, but this High Bishop tells you to do something that goes against what Samurai stands for, and you follow it questioningly. It seems like your quarrel is with your own goddess. What do you think, champion of Samurai?
and I hand my yeah, like I point it so that he can hear if whatever Demirius says in response. I'm hoping Demirius catches on to what's happening.
But I don't think this guy knows what that means.
He won't,
Demirius,
but I'm giving him a chance to like stand down.
I do agree with you. Demirius gets it. He understands what's going on.
Yeah.
This guy, let me see. Let me make him roll something.
You came in the name of the wrong goddess, buddy. You chose anybody else, it would have been a different story, but you choosing my buddy's fucking goddess?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
I may be salty with him, but
Yeah.
He says to you, "You will take your hand out of the face of Goddess Bluehammer." And he smacks your hand away. Please roll initiative.
Swing my axe.
All right.
oh my god.
Hell yes.
Oh, which
Let's
I
fucking
remember.
go.
Can I use my battle cry feat?
Oh, yeah. What does that do?
Hero point.
Go ahead.
I want to go
And-
early. I don't want to.
Oh, no! And Khan, you also have your
Yes!
power to give everyone...
Fuck yes!
Nice. Khan, if you want to use your WOG power, you can give everyone a plus to their initiative.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is-
Wow.
What?
My
What does
battle
it do
card
again?
basically says like
There's a. Hey,
Reese is
listen! I
just
rolled
like,
a 2. I used a hero point. I got a 20. Maybe you should use a hero point if you want a high initiative.
Nice. So everyone gets a 3 to their initiative and 6 temp hit points. So I will give you all that.
Ooh.
Because Khan yelled WOG right at the start.
Yes, good.
So 6 temp. So then Zavid, you actually have a 44 initiative. Khan has a
Damn.
25. Reese has a 25. And Frag, wow, you have a 39. There we go. Wow, okay. So, and let me reset. Whoops, I didn't mean to make that round 6. There we go. Zavid, you are first because of Khan, because you rolled really high and because of Khan.
Can I quickly do battle cry though?
Oh, yes,
'Cause
that's
I
right.
can
That's
do
an
when I
that's
roll
an
an
instant
initiative.
action. Yes, you can. And these guys
Basically, I
also...
start screaming at the guy, the closest guy to me, to see if I can demoralize them as a reaction. So
Absolutely. So go ahead and throw an intimidation in the chat. Oh no, but you have athletic prowess, don't you? So make it athletics, because you can use athletics instead of intimidation.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Intimidating prowess is a great feat. 37. So let me see. What are there? Yep. So he is frightened. Garrus Bluehammer is frightened. So let me see. Frightened 1 to him. And they have a 24. So the other guys critically fail. All 3 of them. Paladin. So they are all 3 frightened too. So give me just a second to give that to the other paladins.
That's fine.
Frightened. Frightened. That was an excellent use of a free action. Good God. Frightened 2 and frightened 2. There we go. Got it. Good to go. So Zavid, you are up.
I'm gonna use an action as I sort of point to his robes and I say, "You know, that's a lovely shade of blue." And I'm gonna cast Lucky Git, which is the blue Gork Mork spell. I'm gonna give them disadvantage on their next attack roll, check, or save that they make.
Hell yes.
And then I am going to spend the other 2 actions casting haste on myself, and that'll be my turn.
I think you get you get the movement or the strike action still from your haste.
Yeah, we did say that, didn't we?
Mhm.
But you know what? I have an X next to it. I think I cast haste earlier this day when we rescued that guy.
No,
it's a
you
new day.
slept. It's a new day.
New day.
You slept.
It's a
You
new
have-
day!
Yeah,
I
you
Hell
have
cast
yeah.
haste. And then I
so you can
will
move if you want, or attack.
I'm gonna move right here.
Mhm.
That's it.
Okay. All right. I like it. So that's the end of your turn. Frag, you're up. You have just flexed on this guy and all of them and scared the crap out of them. I think as your armor came on, that took them by surprise. Oh! So you now
All right.
have your armor because you did explicitly say that you were doing that earlier.
That was my plan. The first thing I'm gonna do is overdrive. So let me do a crafting check.
Yep, crafting check, please. DC is 30. So that's a success. So you get the to the right of overdrive with the little hour or magnifying glass, hit the damage +2, the little walking guy to the left of it, and that'll add 2 damage to all your attacks.
Damage +2. Fucking death. Got it. All right.
Yep.
As my armor goes into overdrive, I push all the buttons. I'm just gonna use my clockwork celerity just to quickly move myself. Can I put myself in between these 2 guys here?
Oh yeah, sure. Let me put up the grid. There we go. I apparently don't have them on the correct square. Let me move them properly.
Okay, I'll move my guy too.
Yep. There we go. And then this guy's here. So there. We'll say there. And then Con and Reese, please pick a square for where you'd like to be.
Right here.
There you go.
Cool. Perfect. All right. So that's where
And
everybody's.
then, okay. And next thing, I'm gonna Gigaton strike the Garish Blue Hammer towards Khan and Reese.
Just push him in the middle and start ganging up on him.
I love that so much. So yeah, go ahead and give me the Gigaton strike. Do you see if you click the magnifier for Gigaton strike?
Yep.
Then see
There.
melee +2. Just grab and drop that right on top of him. Oh no!
I'm gonna spend a hero point.
Yeah. That's what they're there for.
Immediately. I had to use all those 20s for food.
Jesus.
That was worth the hero point. So you get to use the 40, 12 plus 11 slashing magic.
Yep. And I think he gets my wounding rune on him.
He
too.
does as well, yeah. So
Oh
you
my god.
holy shit. So yeah, click the magnifier next to wounding rune and he gets the 1d12 bleed. So click the little walking guy to the left of that. Oh wait, that didn't work. Hang on. Let me just drop it on him.
Okay.
There we go. Got it.
All right.
Holy shit. And so he gets a fortitude save.
Yep.
Roll that. That's a success, which I think it still happens. Success. He's pushed back 5 feet. Yep. So he is pushed within your range, Con. And I'll say, you know what? I'm going to make the cool call. That'll trigger your reaction, Con. And since you are technically going to be acting before him, I will say that your surprise attack takes in effect, so he is flat-footed. Even though it's not your turn, you're still attacking before he gets to go. So I made it flat-footed.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's flat. I think it's awesome. So he's flat-footed. So go ahead and make your attack. That's a hit. Nice. And then a debilitation because he's flat-footed.
I don't want to kill him. I'm not going to do the persistent bleed. Um, let's just do like the extra. Is it 2d8 precision
2d8
damage?
Yep, 2d8. So just roll
Yep.
that in the chat. 6. All right. Wow, this guy is. You two have fucked this guy up real quick already. Okay, so Frag, that was overdrive, move, gigaton. So you're done, I think. Yeah.
Yep, I'm done now.
Awesome. Holy shit.
That's just damn.
Ooh. After those elementals, I didn't think you guys would kick these guys' ass that fast. Holy crap.
We had a night to sleep. We're fine.
Yeah. Jeez. This guy's very freaked out. But yeah, he'll. Where did it go? There it is. He will say, "You will stand down in the name of Saturday." And then he casts Summon Celestial at 6th level. And next to him appears. Where is it? There it is. Here is a Legion Archon, which please give me a religion check in the tower, anybody wants to.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I definitely do.
It is a winged golden armor
Fucking
creature
this thing?
Holy
wearing
shit.
wielding a fiery sword.
Oh no.
For over some goblins? Really?
You cast it because
You're
you guys
sick.
almost killed him in 2 seconds. He wasn't
We're
gonna
not
cast
killing
this
him.
for the goblins.
He was roughing people up. We're defending ourselves.
He's
Yeah,
sort
I
of
agree.
defending
This kind of
himself.
was this.
I say you're doing the right thing, but he just got roughed up fast. He's
That's true.
Like, he's panicking. So he panic cast a 6th level spell is what just happened. And with those rolls, Zavid, you realize he just summoned a fucking angel. He's either insane or extremely desperate. Or both.
Interesting.
So that was 2 actions. It gets to when you summon something, it gets 2 actions.
Yeah. So the summon spell is only 2 actions for him?
Oh, no, it's 3. You're correct.
I was
But
gonna say
the
usually when you
thing-
summon a thing, it's all 3.
Yeah, but it gets 2 actions, correct?
It does. It's a minion, so it gets 2 actions.
Got it. Okay. So it has menacing guard. So everyone within 30 feet has to make a will save. So that's all of you. The DC is not high. It's 23. So everyone, please give me a will save.
I have a plus 24 on my will save. If I get a nat 1, do I still crit fail?
You just fail because a nat 1 reduces the success level by 1.
Okay.
Yeah. So 23. Success. Con, you critically succeed. On a failure, on a critical failure. So nothing happens. All of you are able to overcome its aura, the menacing aura. But so you push through this, seeing this literal angel in front of you. So it is going to take a swing at what's right in front of it. And it is going to attack Frag with its Flame of Justice. And hit. Fantastic. Flame of Justice.
Flame of Justice damage.
Flame of Justice damage. So this thing slashes down at you, Frag, and Khan just making you so excited. You kind of brush off some of it, so it doesn't hurt nearly as bad as it should have, but it smashes into you with this flaming sword.
Take 12 justice damage.
Garrus
Have a
takes some
surprise
bleed
for
damage,
it.
but he critically succeeds at the DC for bleed, so he's no longer bleeding. Paladin, these things are frightened too. They are freaked out indeed. This one is going to go try and help his boss. So he runs up to here, not really understanding how flat-footed works, and he's going to attack you, Frag. That's a regular hit. These dudes are not that strong, if you can't tell. And he's just going to go for a second attack. Boop. Probably gonna miss. Oh yeah. That's the end of him. Khan, it is now your turn. Your turn proper.
All right.
And this guy is no longer flat-footed to you, I should say.
Correct. I probably should have put flat-footed on him instead of the precision damage. I do not care. I can tumble through.
That's right. Yes, you can. So give me an acrobatics check. That's what against his what? Reflex save?
I think so. Let me double check.
tumble behind. It's against. I think it's through reflex save. Let me Google real quick.
Is it reflex save or reflex DC?
DC probably.
Okay, cool. So, one acrobatics check coming right up.
Yeah, reflex DC. That's right. That is a failure. So you can hero point it if you want. It's a failure by 1. You need to roll a natural 5.
Big money, no whammies.
There it is. That's enough.
Woohoo!
So you are able to tumble between this dwarf's legs and get behind him. And I will re-flat his feet. There you go.
Alright, nice. That's an action to do so. And gonna steal.
Cool, that was almost a nat 1, but that is a critical with flat-footed. So this is going to hurt a whole hell of a lot.
I do not want to kill this man. Let
You
me
are
say that up front.
okay. You can do non-critical or non-lethal damage if you are explicitly stating you're doing that.
Thank you.
So many dice.
I imagine.
Yeah, you bring him to 0, which, since you explicitly stated non-lethal damage, you make this guy pass out. You stab him in just the right spot that you know he won't bleed out, but he's going to lose consciousness real quick. And
Yeah.
I actually don't know this. Do summons go away when the summoner passes out?
I don't know.
Video
don't
game
know the rules
logic
on that.
says yes,
he's-
but
Because he
If they're
summoned
dead,
it.
yes, but
Is he
not
using-
unconscious, I don't know.
It's not like a
Concentration?
concentration spell. No, it's not sustained.
If it's not sustained, I think it just stays
Yeah.
Okay,
until it
all right,
wears away.
all right.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna say it stays, but he has now he's out. You've guys bugged him up fast. Jeez. I think you still have an action, Con.
Yeah. I'm going to make one attack at this, flaming angel.
Mm-hmm. It's not very high level.
flat-footed.
That's correct. It's not,
So at first penalty.
but it's not super high level. That's a
And
miss,
it
though.
misses. All right.
Okay.
That's
So-
Con's turn.
Yes, that is. That was quite a turn. Reese, you're now up.
okay.
This dwarf paladin came in here all hot, but got his shit wrecked. And now there's 3 other absolutely terrified dwarfs down there and an angel in front of you.
Oh, wait a minute. The angel needs to be commanded, which means it'll just sit there and defend itself. It won't take any further attacks without its So you actually kind of don't even really need to
That's
fight
true.
the angel
No.
if you're not.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
I would say if that's the case, it would just make itself disappear. Because if it's not being commanded anymore, it would just go away.
And I think it knows that what it was summoned here for was to protect a very scared paladin who's clearly not in danger of being killed
Yeah.
right now for something that isn't
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's gonna bail. It's gonna bail. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I could try to do this. If not, I'm gonna have you do my actions.
Oh, sure. Whatever you need.
So I think what Reese is going to do is, let's see. We'll make the angels kind of useless, right?
It disappeared.
Okay, disappeared. We'll take whoever's closest to me, my hunted prey.
That would be this dwarf down here. Oh, I keep forgetting to look that up.
Unfortunately, I can't see anything.
There you go. Got it. Okay, so he's your hunted prey now. And do you
Okay.
want to move up to him? Or are you gonna shoot him with a bow?
I'm gonna move up to him. My
Alrighty.
bow's been kind of...
Cool.
Bonk.
You can get flanking with frag, so I will
Hell yeah.
flat his feet for you. Bonk. Alright.
And
So that was hunt prey. Move.
then, with the Wagkrumpen,
Yes.
I...
Flurry?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So I'll get that for you. First attack is a hit at a 28, and the second is gonna hit. Yep, a hit with a 32. So
Awesome.
I will roll both of those for you. Damage
Thank you.
and damage. The first one was 15, the second was 11, so you did 26 total damage to this guy with your flurry, and I
Hell
believe that's the end
yeah.
of your turn. Yeah. So paladin right next to Zavid, he's, what are you? He kind of swings at you wildly with his flail, but he's clearly terrified of you. Oh, still hit though.
Yeah,
He's
go for
just
it.
swinging wildly. Oh wow, max damage. So you take quite a crack to the jaw. The excitement of battle that Khan gave you, and just the adrenaline from that speech you gave, toned down some of it down, your temp HP. But yeah, he cracks you in the face with it, and seeing you just kind of take it, he is gonna try once more. Oh no! Miss very bad, and he's going to run 5, 10, 15, 20. No, he can only move 20. He's a dwarf. He's backing up. Oh, you're a demon. And his turn. This one is gonna, they're again terrified, but he's gonna try and help his friend. He's gonna run over to here to make Reese flat-footed. Gonna attack you with his flail.
Okay.
All right. Oh, how did that miss? Damn.
Reese is just that good.
And yeah, he's gonna just go for it again. What are these? I've never seen. These aren't goblins. We were told they'd be goblins. And that's gonna be the end of the round. Top of it is Zavid. You took quite a crack to the face, but these guys are scared of you.
I'll use my stride to kind of move forward. And these scaredy dwarves are like all freaking the hell out. Once again, I'm going to cast Sending to my buddy Demirius, and I'll say, "Listen, Demirius, I'm so sorry I got cut off. This dwarf got a little overzealous and attacked us. He's fine, he's just unconscious. But his buddies are a little scared, so I cast Bullhorn. Could you please just let them know that on Sarenrae's authority, they are not to be evicting poor goblins out of their rundown tenement? That would not be by her sort of teachings."
And you hear, I can't do a Demirius impression, but you do hear his voice booming from your pinky, filling this theater, because the acoustics in here are great. You know, the place is run down, but it's still built. So it, even with the bullhorn, it echoes even louder. And you hear Demirius say, "You will stand down in the name of the Dawnflower. This unnecessary violence is beneath you. You have forsaken your teachings." And he just goes on chastising these dwarves. It's the most angry you've ever seen or heard Demirius, ever, bar none. Because when you do something shitty, or when Khan does something shitty that he doesn't like, he can kind of compartmentalize that as, oh, they have different morals and different values from myself. But these guys, they're supposed to be sharing precisely his morals and values. And they have gone very against that. And you've given him enough evidence to know that. So he is absolutely chastising these dwarves, laying into them like a drill sergeant. You've never heard this anger and this fire in his voice before. And I'm going to give them will saves. Or rather, let me pull up Demirius's character sheet and roll him a...
Oh, yeah!
Yes!
I have to...
That's awesome.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to import his character sheet, but that's no problem. I have it.
Reese just kind of turns over. She's like, "Is he kind of hot when he's angry?"
I'm letting him talk, and I'm just like, I never heard of this, Matt. Ever. This is so funny.
So, okay. Yeah, so you're I want you to aid with this. So give me an intimidation publicly. And that'll just be an aid for him. And if you want, you can give him guidance. Fuck it. This is too cool.
Yeah, one of my actions or something will be guidance here.
Cool. Okay, that's a critical success. So I'm going to give him guidance as a 1, and then 2 for the critical. And then I'm going to give him another 1 because these guys share his thing, and he's he's literally like the voice of Sarenrae. So intimidate. 42.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
oh shit!
That's a pretty good result on that die.
That's a pretty good result. Yeah. So their will DC is 28. Yeah, that is very much. That's a crit plus like 2 or plus 4 or something. So these 3 dwarves drop their flails, and they get to their knees and say, "We're sorry. We didn't want to follow these rules. We were told to by Garrus over there, but it was his idea. We're sorry." They're very clearly not fighting.
Yeah.
And they're pointing the finger. They're throwing him under the bus.
Yeah. I'm so sorry for having to bother you. I know you're dealing with important things right now. But I figured if anyone could put an end to this nonsense, it would be the grief of Saren Ray. And
I'm so sorry.
So, hey, I hope you're doing well. Traxxas is really kicking my ass today. This has taken a lot out of me. I'm feeling very sick, so I'm going to go heal that asshole and make sure everything's all right. Tell Danny we're doing great, and we hope you guys are good.
We got her souvenirs.
We got you guys souvenirs. Yeah.
I hope it wasn't another damn T-shirt.
Nope, not at all. Danny already has 20.
I'm gonna to the paladins who didn't drop. I'm not gonna do any sort of heal. They're fine. But this guy, listen. After everything that happened, I'm gonna heal you, but I'm gonna do it my way. Undeath's blessing, harm.
Yes.
So let's see how much. I think it's a fuck ton. Let me.
It's a fuck ton, yeah.
I think with it's +2, so 8 times 6. What's 8 times 6?
Oh God.
48.
Yeah, 48.
48.
Yeah.
So
I only
60.
remember because
oh my
that rhymes.
God, 60 plus 60 tens.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
That's a couple of 9s and 8. Jesus.
Oh
So this
my
is a
God.
2 action harm and 1 action for Undeath's blessing to bring him from 0 to at least 109.
Yeah, that's not quite his max hit points, but it's close. He's 36 under.
Yeah, I channel this harm, and as I do it, I look at his friends, and I'm like, I'm bringing him back right now. I'm helping him. I didn't have to do that. I don't have to do shit. I could have just left him, but I'm not.
And all of them are just, you are a gracious and benevolent healer, oh sir.
Oh, shut up. We know you're scared. Take your leader here, go back to your high bishop, and
Drop your weapons
maybe
first. Drop their weapons
They
first.
do immediately. The 3 of them drop their flails. And his
this
his
is killing my
Morning Star-
voice.
Yeah, his Morning Star is on the ground. Like when he dropped it.
I slowly go around and grab all their weapons.
With very little issue, you're able to take their weapons from them.
Go atone. Just go back to your high bishop. Realize that you've been doing wrong. Pray to Saren Ray and atone. Come on.
Pay your dues now. Give
And-
these goblins some money to repair what you did to their door.
And as
Plus-
he's kinda-
Yes.
Plus
Mhm.
a full week's
Can I
route.
browbeat them to give this?
What's that?
Can I just kind of like intimidate them to give money?
Absolutely, yeah. Give me an athletics check publicly, because you have that thing. So you're looking for a 34 for him, or a 24 for the others.
And Reese says plus a full
Let's
month's
see.
supply of food.
38 total.
Yeah. You definitely are able to intimidate all of them. The 4 of you together have put the fear of not Saren Ray in their hearts.
The fear of
Um,
dying.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fear of Zavid, the fear of Cabrera.
Yeah.
But like every suggestion, I'm like, that's super Saren Ray. Yeah, like why are you not doing that? Why are you here trying to evict them when you should be giving them food and housing them? Like, come on.
Oh,
I'm not
it's under the
even
money.
part of your religion, and I know that that's not what you're supposed to be doing. What
That's
you
a
guys
dick
did.
move.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
as he's kind of coming to and realizing he's, you're right. Why have we been listening to the High Bishop? What?
I give
We've
him
no-
a pamphlet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Read
we
this
don't
on
need
the
to
way
role
back.
play that, but he
Read it on the
was
way
under
back.
they were under the effect of Triaxis. He didn't understand what was going on. Blah 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 blah. The
Yeah.
usual stuff.
For sure, for
So-
sure.
Yeah, but we've done that 5 or 6 times at this point. We don't need to RP that.
Honestly, when I say I give him a pamphlet, we could just be like, okay.
Yeah. And
The
that's
music
just-
plays end of the world,
Yeah.
you know.
I give them a pamphlet is kind of the we pan to the fireplace.
Mhm.
So they all collect themselves and they start reading the pamphlets as they're walking out, and eventually they do leave Garrus pulls a sack of coins out of his bag, of his breast pocket, and he sets it down on one of the pews and says, "There'll be more. We'll come back with help. We're sorry." And that's the last they say as they walk out the door.
That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Little punching, little shit scaring out of them. It's fine.
Anyway, why were we here? We were like going to talk to these goblins.
Yeah, something about.
Anyway.
I think we did that. We did our job.
Yeah, I
And,
guess we
yeah,
did.
as they leave and you're kind of talking about this. Let's see, where is she? Click. The blind goblin comes rushing out to you and says,
That was incredible. You took care of them in 15 seconds flat. They were such a problem for us. Well, thank you. And they left gold and will come with foods and aid in rebuilding. Who are you, saviors?
Pamphlet.
Yeah.
"Yes."
Lux Et Umbra, right on the cover.
You got it.
And for some reason, there's like a shirtless Reese on it. Photoshop.
Why did I give the blind goblin a pamphlet? I'm an asshole.
No, there's Braille. There's Braille.
We have
There's a
Braille
Braille
pamphlets.
one.
Oh,
Sure.
thank God.
There's Braille
Oh,
pamphlets
the
now.
font for the drawing too.
It didn't click until I'm like, he's blind, you fucker. What have you done?
No, there's Braille and some engravings.
Ugh.
So they can even see the little pictures of Cabriri and Sarah and Ray getting along.
Okay.
Oh yes, I think this will go over quite well with the crooked toes. Well, with our recent finding of Sarenrae, your message of unity will be much welcome.
And the Goblin King finally comes down from his perch, and he wanders over to all of you, and he says,
Was he just watching all of this?
Yeah,
he was
he's
just
a
watching
lazy
from his
fuck.
perch. Yeah, he's a lazy fuck. He didn't do it. He was just drinking wine the whole time. And he comes down here and says,
You have thanks of the Goblin King.
"You are welcome." And then he walks back.
Uh-huh.
I go instinctively to just go right here in case I need to hold Reese back because I feel like Reese is about to get really angry.
Reese is just like, I don't like my dad, but you're not my dad. You're not my dad!
Oh, lordy.
Oh God.
We're gonna look at the blind goblin real quick. No.
Absolutely.
What is it? Looks like you guys need a little bit more help than expected here.
Oh yeah. Well, we could use a bit of more muscle, I suppose. With this heavy wood in here, this ruined theater. We were only so many goblins.
I understand that. I have a way with tools and building things. I think it would be able to help.
Oh,
And I turn around, cut it to the group. It's like, I've been thinking about this, guys, but I'm thinking about probably gonna stay back here and help these guys out, make sure they're okay. No one gets really, a lot of goblins. That's fine, but I think they could use a tall folk help here on this one.
You know what?
Brag. That's very generous, but we're about to go into a very dangerous land. Is it your charity here, or are you losing your nerve?
My charity. I think I've some thinking and some out of the things that I came out of. I think it's time to use my building to help others and not build a death trap that's ready to murder everyone.
Yeah. You know
Which
what?
is what I did, and
That
right when
does
I
make
met you.
sense.
Don't worry, your
And
name
I
is
can show
not
thumbs.
on the patent. Don't worry, we'll.
This is an enormous city full of people that need your help.
Honestly, yeah. After you're done helping the goblins, you'll probably find that a lot of people will need your expertise. Your particular artifice is. This is an old city, but not a very advanced city in terms of like technology. You could actually help with that, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's fine. And there'll be more for me to learn beyond just machines.
Can you
and
make
contraptions.
cheese technology for Savid?
Possibly, I will need to speak with Bree about it. Possibly doable.
all right. You've convinced me. I'm all right with it now.
You get, like,
you can
get
somehow
like a
enhance
fun-
the
a
cheese
cheese
market
delivery
in
system.
Absalom.
No, a fondue compartment for Frag.
Yep.
So every
Could
time he
you-
visits, he has fondue
Did-
in his stomach.
If you could get refrigeration, portable refrigeration that I could just strap to myself, that
That's
would be
doable.
good.
That's doable. With my Negatronic capacitors, that's doable, and we could have something going.
Okay, I'm fully on board now. All right.
All right. Speaking of which, I think this is off for you. If you seem to be doing better, and I hand another bottle of wine.
Oh my god.
I
I had zero
graciously.
concept of what this is. I just asked, "Oh, it's a drink, and you give to people," and that's what I've learned.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna develop a taste for good wine. Thank you.
And yeah, and you do still
Enjoy
have the
that.
rest of the wine and the cheese in your bag.
You know what? I'm gonna take a take a cheese, and I'm gonna ask the goblins if they've got any like goblets or something like that.
Goblin goblet.
Of course.
Goblin
yes.
goblets.
And Velkick goes off and starts telling all of the rest of the goblins that it's safe to come out again, and they're just going to appear, so don't freak out. Boom.
Ah.
So they all slowly kind of filter out. It was just faster to do it all at once. They
Yeah.
all slowly kind of filter out eventually, and they do bring out goblets. None of them match. They're all clearly have been scavenged from here, there, and everywhere. But they do manage to give you some goblets, some little plates, knives for cheese, some crackers of differing freshness values.
I'm gonna share the cheese that I got with these goblins, and we'll do a toast in Frag's honor. Say, to Frag, thank you for
Lux Et
helping
Umbra.
us stop a cult, and
Escape from a cult.
and you
Yeah,
helped
thank
me
you for
make a
that
brain
one. I
jar.
wouldn't have realized
And-
it myself.
One goblin's like, what?
Literally.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, what?
Brain
Brain in a
jar.
jar? Did he say brain in a jar?
And I know you've been sort of concerned with whether or not we're good, but I do believe here you can do some real good. So
I think
Best
so.
of
The
luck.
good
I
that
was the goblet.
matters.
I look at the blind goblin. You're not the bad guys, right?
Famous last words.
I'm not carrying another cult, am I?
That's the perfect spot for the Looney Tunes. Boom. Like, that's a perfect spot for us to end on. You're not the bad guys,
Yeah.
are you? So, Raph, thank you so much for being in our campaign with us.
Seriously,
for anybody
it's
who doesn't
been
know,
great.
he has decided to. This will be his last session, but you are more than welcome to come back anytime you want.
Thank you.
They might be calling on you if and when the big battle at the end comes out. Who knows?
Okay.
We'll see.
Keep me posted. I'll be watching, so.
Great. But thank you everyone for joining us this week. I believe next week we'll probably be taking the week off, but join us in 2 weeks' time, and we'll be headed over to Osirian finally. We'll see what happens. Thanks so much, everybody.
Bye.
bye.